Back live for day 2 of the ILT20 development tournament. It has been a fantastic day on day 1. We have 2 matches lined up for you today as well. Match number 3 at the International League T20 development is going to be between the ILT20 Braves and the Thunderbolts. This is live from the ICC Cricket Academy here in Dubai. And these are the 2 matches. The first one, as I told you about that, Braves versus Thunderbolts. And the next one is going to be Pearls, who had a victorious outing yesterday, are going to play against the Marvels, who didn't have a great day yesterday as well. So 2 new teams and 2 teams that played yesterday as well. That is the match number 2. That's going to happen at 8:30 local time, live from the ICC Cricket Academy. All right, so we have the pitch report lined up for you. Mr. Ahmed Khwaja is out there in this heat. Let's see what he has to say about the pitch.
Day 2 of the ILT20 development tournament, and let's take a look at the 22 yards that will be in action today at the ICC Academy Oval 1. Once again, it's the same pitch that we had yesterday. So we've had 2 matches on it already, and you can see it has got that very bearish, brown, brackish nature that suggests that it is a very slow wicket. So what is the strategy that should be taken? My advice to the captains would be, we're unsure of what is a winning score on this surface. It's looking very brown, very bare. So I would just win the toss, elect to bowl first, and look to chase under lights, under the cooler weather. Perhaps the pitch will also quick enough then, and perhaps you will know what is a good target for you to be chasing. So win the toss, elect to bowl first, know the target in your mind, and then look for victory.
Well, that was Ahmed Khwaja with the pitch report saying it's going to behave the same way it behaved yesterday as well. And of course, the pitch looks very, very dry with dry grass on the surface. So it's not going to be a very, very high scoring game. Let's see what happens at the toss between the 2 teams. Rashid Mohammed is there with the captains.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the ICC Cricket Academy for match number 3 of the ILT Development Tournament. I've got the star cast to my left. Leading Braves is going to be Mohammad Usman. Thunderbolts will be led by Rohan Mustafa, and we've got the match referee, Mr. Iftikhar Ali. Braves is the home team, so Mohammad Usman will flip the coin. Tail is the call.
It is tail.
Well, it is a tail then. Rohan, congratulations, winning the toss. What have you decided?
We will bowl first.
Any particular reason?
Nothing. We saw yesterday match. I think honestly we all been out of the cricket for a long time, so we just came in. We will just see the wickets, how it reacts in starting, and I think once you have a target on this wicket, you can chase it.
Well, it's a big tournament, and for the first time we're seeing that there's a drafting going on, and you've selected a team. How comfortable are you with your team?
I think I'm quite happy because we have a very good side. I played with him a lot of time. They've been playing with me in domestic tournaments. Quite good teams. All teams are even balanced. I think it's a great tournament. There are a lot of opportunity for the youngsters and whoever willing to play for ILT teams and all that. So it's a great opportunity to show their skills, show their talent, and I think best of luck to everyone so they do well and they come and play in ILT.
Well, all the best and give us a good game.
Thank you very much.
Rohan winning the toss and electing to bowl first. Usman, what would you? आपने क्या करना था?
हम लोगों ने भी बॉलिंग करनी थी पहले क्योंकि स्लो विकेट लग रहा है और कल मैच भी देखा था तो हम लोगों ने ये सोचा था पहले बॉलिंग करेंगे।
अच्छा, और कैसा लग रहा है आपको? मूड कैसा लग रहा है? कैंप में लड़के नए हैं, जेल हो रहे हैं?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, ये ऑलमोस्ट ये लड़के वही हैं जो हम लोग साथ खेलते रहे हैं, थ्रू आउट खेलते रहे हैं और जल भी हुए हैं क्योंकि ऑलरेडी 1 साल से हम लोग इकट्ठे खेल रहे हैं, तो अच्छा मूड है।
आपको क्या लगता है कितना टारगेट इस विकेट के लिए अच्छा होगा?
और आई थिंक 150 मोर देन 150 जो है वो अच्छा होगा इस विकेट पे।
चलो, ऑल द बेस्ट और अच्छा गेम दीजिएगा।
थैंक यू।
Well, that's the news from the center then. Thunderbolts winning the toss and electing to bowl first.
Well, that was Rashid Mohammed with the 2 captains out there. And of course, the news from the middle is it's Thunderbolts who have won the toss and they've decided to bowl first. No prizes for guessing why did they decide to bowl first, as Ahmed Khwaja pointed out that the pitch behaves the way it behaved yesterday as well. All right, joining me in the comm box is Abid to discuss about the teams here. Welcome back. Day number 2. Excited?
Super excited. Thank you very much, Faizan. And excited looking at the team. Both the teams looks right in the balance and the big names are lined up there. If we start from the left, it's Abdul Ghaffar, Asif Khan, another big name coming into the tournament. Hafiz Almas has been doing wonderful. Haider Ali, Hamdan Muhammad, Hazrat Bilal, the pacer that we've been missing out. He was out for the injury, but now he looks all fine. Junaid Shamsuddin, again a player who's making the impact. Well, Mohammad Usman, Nasir Faraz, Rais Ahmed, Rizwan CP making a comeback into the domestic circles. What a great sight.
Yeah, star-studded, isn't it? On the other side, Thunderbolts look very promising as well. Ansh Tandon, Dawood Ejaz is a great player. Hassan Isa Khail has been in supreme touch in the last few tournaments. Hazrat Luqman, again, is the answer to Hazrat Bilal, maybe, in the two sides. Shehbaz Ali is another very good bowler. Ramiz Shehzad, Rohan Mustafa, Sagar Kalyan, Simranjeet Singh, Umair Ali Khan, Wasim Akram. This looks like a very good bowling unit as well. And I think this is the pitch that we saw yesterday, 114 in the first game, 151, which was a victorious total in the second game. So we are expecting similar amount of runs, Abid, on this wicket again today?
Well, definitely the wicket is going to be the same that we played yesterday, but isn't it easy to score in this round? So that's what I have seen yesterday. But today it will be slightly different, and because it's Asif Khan Lala who's come out to open, because he likes to bat on the difficult conditions, isn't he? All the time you've seen him. He's the man who likes to take the challenges.
Absolutely. He takes up the responsibility, owns up the game as well. Wasim Akram, on the other hand, has been fantastic in the last few outings in the domestic season. And he's going to start the proceedings here. Left arm over the wicket. That is how he likes to bowl. Thunderbolts, by the way, in case you missed out on the opening, have won the toss and they've elected to field first, putting in the Braves into bat. First ball on the way. Nicely bowled, nicely played as well. Oh, beautiful start. What a brilliant start to the game here. 4.
Well, I'll tell you what, yesterday we saw the first ball of the tournament was a wicket, and today the day started with a boundary. What a great start this is. Hamdan Tahir took his time wanting to watch the ball, didn't had intent to go, but as soon as he found width, he utilized that onto the back foot. Look at that, perfection. And this outfield is lightning quick.
It wasn't a bad ball by any means. Maybe just a tad bit short, just back of the length. And had some swing in it as well. But beautifully played by Hamdan Tahir. Great start, confident start from Hamdan. And again, expecting it to come at the body. Now he closed his eyes a little too early, isn't he?
Well, that's the typical response you expect from the fast bowlers. You need to be very careful. The first ball, you hit him for the 4 runs, and that was a deft touch. You just waited for that ball, and the soon ball swung away, and you just opened the face of the blade. And the next delivery, you expect to come to you sharp, quick, and maybe a booming in swinger. But that wasn't the case. Wasim Akram stayed with his line and length, bowled just at the right channel, slightly moving away from the left-hander.
And he can do that to you. He can bowl that in-dipper as well to the left-hander. Again, beautiful delivery. Peach of a ball, that one. That moved away and had some bounce in it as well.
Yeah, that was never a front foot shot. I think Hamdan made the error that he tried to come onto the front foot, knowing that this wicket, it will take a little time for him. Look at that. Little bit of an extra bounce, which has beats him completely. He was on the front foot. That was the only error he made. He should have been on the back foot to play that cut shot again. He will get that chance, but you don't need to force yourself. Let the bowler provide you the width.
Absolutely. In terms of length, it was a similar kind of delivery that he got hit for 4 runs. But the line was perfect this time around. And again, swing and a miss. There was a bad miss. It was a ball that should have been hit.
I think he's just charged the bowler by hitting him for 4 on a very first delivery. And now Wasim Akram is doing what the great Wasim Akram used to do.
I just hope, just like the great Wasim Akram, he brings one in and traps him leg before the wicket. That is what he used to do, the best. He would move the ball away from the left-hander, then bring one in.
It takes years. It takes a lot of, efforts, a lot of practice to do one perfectly in. He's still trapping him up.
This is up in the air, straight to hand, straight to hand. That's it. Hamdan Tahir, who looked very confident on the first ball, was troubled on the next 4 and picked up on the 5th one.
It all took one delivery onto the body, and Hamdan couldn't control himself. Because of the extra bounce, the head was not in position. He was not in position. And the ball is easy catch in the end for Simranjeet. What a great delivery that was. He just played with his mind, feeding him outside off 3 times, and the fourth one was his wicket. He scores 4, and it's 4 for 1.
Rais Ahmed is the new batter coming out to bat on number 3. Another player who's made his mark in the last year or so, playing in the domestic tournaments, have scored a lot of centuries. One of the quickest centuries that I've seen him score was somewhere around 30 deliveries or 32 balls. So he can hit the ball big, but will this pitch help him hit it big? That is the big question. He'll have to certainly change his game plan on this wicket. First ball, Yorker outside the off stump, and that's it. That's the end of the first over. A very successful one from Wasim Akram. No surprises there. It's 1 over gone, 4 for 1, Braves. Hazrat Luqman with a new hairdo coming out to bowl here for the very first time in this particular game. A very quick bowler, a very hard-working bowler, and made a name for himself in the ILT20 as well last year. So he's going to start the proceedings from the other end.
Yeah, he's a great, fantastic bowler. He's tall. He's got something that gets a little bit of extra bounce. This wicket will be a really good for him. He'll like to bowl on this wicket.
Oh, nicely bowled. Up to the batter, Asif Lala facing his first delivery. Up to him, swinging slightly away. And I think Asif Lala is the right choice to, send in up top the order on such a wicket. Because he has both kind of games. He can change gears very quickly. But if you have to play slow, consolidate the innings, he can do that as well. And can pick up an odd boundary here and there.
Yeah, definitely. Asif Lala, I'll come on to it. He just flicked on the onside straight to the fielder. So this is a big debate for me. I don't know about the others, but all the time people keep on saying, just like you mentioned, Asif should always open the inning. But for me, Asif Lala is someone who should bat at number 3 position, because that's a very crucial position. Even for my understanding, if he plays for the national side also, he should bat up to the order, maybe at number 3, because he's, as you mentioned, he's got a solid defense, he's got a great attacking abilities.
Yeah, we'll come back to that as Luqman continues. Nicely bowled, right on the money. He isn't bowling with all that much pace that he has generally, but he's bowling good lines and good lengths and troubling Asif Lala, who's taking his time to settle down on this wicket. And this is exactly what Abid means when he says this. On a wicket like this, I think, Asif should always come up the order. Maybe up top or number 3, maximum number 4. But I think he's one of those players who can fit into any position, and that is his beauty.
Now that's driven, not the best position of the willow that was from, but he'll take single and get off the mark. That's more important. Always batter look for the first runs, and he got that one. I think Asif is someone who will not throw his wicket away. he keeps a different price on his wicket. He's someone who will stay there and trouble you. And until unless he's out there at the center, you can never win the game.
Absolutely. A big threat to the opposition. Asif Khan, a very good batter, compact batter. So is Rais. He can play Oh, look at that. I said he's a very good batter. And the kind of shot that he has played, well, doesn't help that. And that's the second wicket down. A very soft dismissal. As softly as I said it, that's the kind of soft dismissal that it is.
That was a great ball from Hazrat Luqman. He kept that fielder for that. And he's picked up the big wicket. Rais Ahmed is walking out without troubling the scorers. That's a big blow to Braves. 5 for 2.
CP Rizwan is the new batter. Another batter, I think, who's come in at the right time for their team because it's 5 for 2 already. He's a brilliant batter, very compact batter again. Has a great technique as well. CP Rizwan, ex-UAE captain, so has all the experience in the world as well, Abid.
Yeah, he's played around the world as well.
Nicely bowled, first up. And that is the end of the over. So 2 overs gone. It's 5 for 2. Great start for the Thunderbolts. That's the batting card for you. Hamdan already gone. Rais already gone. Rizwan and Asif trying to build up the innings here. There's still a lot of batting to come for them. Mohammad Usman, Haider. There's Ghaffar as well. Hafiz Almas can bat. So a lot of batting to come for this side. Both these sides are very competitive sides. And of course, it would be very interesting to see how they face this man on the screen, Wasim Akram. He's been brilliant in the last few outings, has troubled the batters. No matter if you're a left-hander or a right-hander, he's already picked up a left-hander. And now he's bowling for the first time in this game to Asif Khan.
Now this is where the interest builds in this game, when you get the best against the best.
Lets it go. Good start to Asif Khan once again from Wasim. Bowling it, slightly outside the off stump, inviting the drive. That's a good thinking delivery here from Wasim.
I'm sure Wasim Akram knows what's in the card coming into the game. So he'll definitely have his plans for someone like Asif Khan. So he'll definitely try to ploy and try to just make him play those shots. The first thing, Asif will not go for the attack because he's 2 wickets already down.
And again, short delivery. Asif picks this one and hits this one almost on the road. This has gone for the first 6 here. Brilliant shot.
Well, if you give that sort of easy delivery for Asif Khan, he'll pick you any day. Look at that. That ball was swinging. He saw that easy picking. That's nothing delivery, but Asif Khan making full use of it. That's gone for half a dozen. 6 runs.
That's a very good shot. We always talk about the fact that, there's a difference between good batters and great batters. Great batters have that extra fraction bit of a second, a fraction of a second with them. And I think that was visible there in that shot as well. The way he came onto the back foot very quickly and helped it on its way, I think it was a brilliant, brilliant shot to see.
A lovely shot. Yeah, the delivery was not really good. It was asking for the punishment and got treated with one. But I think when you talk about class, you talk about those extra fraction second of grades of the game for this domestic cricket or even in the UAE highest level. Even in the international arena, Asif has made a lot of runs.
And this one was a full delivery, trying to hit it too hard, Asif. And I think the bat turned just at the last moment, at the time of impact. Only a single this time around.
And also, if you have noticed, running between the wicket of Asif Khan has been great now compared to what he was. He's working on his fitness. So that's what is making him even better, that the hard work is always there. He's trying to get fitter and fitter.
Absolutely. And a very talkative chap as well, Asif Khan. Every time you talk to him, and whenever you decide to talk to him, make sure you have at least an hour with you.
Well, he will talk about the game, rather about his personal milestones.
Absolutely, that is so true. Nicely bowled. Although the line was a little too leg side, wrapped on the pads. I think it's going to be called a leg bye here. Yep, called a leg bye by the umpire. So extra run added to the total. Rizwan still on not.
Yeah, CP still yet to get off the mark. That's been pitched outside leg, and I think that's what Wasim is struggling in the second over. He's not been able to pitch it at the right area, maybe the leg stick or middle stump. That's where he's aiming it, if he wants to bring one back to the right-hander.
And again, in the air, not time to perfection. Where is it going? No man's land. That is where it lands. Rohan Mustafa chases it down. It's got to be an easy 2 here for Asif Khan, but not a very convincing shot from him.
Yeah, not in control at all, but he knew it. There is still the fielder is inside the circle. Only he had to do the clear that 30-yard circle. But I think Wasim was better in this delivery. He's just got him a little bit. That will bring him maybe wicket, or at least he can get that impact in the game so that the other end can get the benefit.
I think it was the line. That was the problem on that last ball that went for a 6. And this time, it's up to him. This time, he gets hold of it. This is the second 6 of the over. Asif Khan on fire now. That concludes the over with that. 3 overs gone. 21 for 2 now, Braves. Hazrat Luqman to continue in his second over. Bowled a brilliant first over. Picked up a wicket and gave away just one. Bowling to CP Rizwan here. Not timed at all, but an easy single to Shehbaz on mid-on. So he's off the mark as well. 1 of 3. And now Asif Khan is going to be on strike. He's up and running already. And that was evident in the last over. 16 now of just 9 deliveries.
What a great shot that was. The last 6 that he's hit, he's just blown that away. What a great hit. And mind you, that wasn't a bad delivery at all.
Oh, nicely bowled. Almost a Yorker. Dug it out, Asif Khan. And hits it towards mid-off. Another dot delivery. Hazrat Luqman has started really well. He's bowled some difficult balls, although he isn't bowling with all that much pace that he has generally. But he's making sure that he's bowling tight lengths and tight lines.
I think he's relying more on the swing rather than the speed. And he's someone who got that hard length as well. Look at that. That's the delivery I was talking about.
A peach of a ball. Perfect delivery here. Length, swinging away. No feet movement from Asif Khan.
Yeah, he's completely squared him up. And squaring up someone like Asif Khan, it takes a lot.
Yeah, that was a brilliant ball. 22 for 2 now after 3.3. Brilliant start to the over, just a single of it. And again, oh my goodness me, what a delivery that was.
Well, just to remind you, it's Asif Khan Lala who is receiving these deliveries at the receiving end. Completely bamboozled him. What a delivery. Oh, this is great. This is wonderful bowling. Hazrat Luqman, beautiful 2 deliveries.
What a ball. Coming in with the angle, leaving him just at the last moment. It was the bounce from the wicket that saved him. And Asif Khan tries the slog shot now and doesn't help.
Yeah, but you see Hazrat Luqman, the soon he beats him again on the third time, he just went back. I was expecting some chirp or maybe something, but that won't happen because these both played together, and even Hazrat Luqman knows the caliber of Asif Khan.
Yeah, but what a good over this has been. He's bowled perfect lengths, swung the ball away from the right-hander. Can he bring one in? No, he doesn't. In fact, Asif Khan hits one out for 1 bounce 4. And that ends the over as well. Good finish to a very good over from Hazrat Luqman. It's 4 overs gone, 26 for 2 now, the Braves. Change in bowling now. It's going to be Umair Ali Khan coming into bowl here. 4 overs, 26 for 2. There's a good little partnership developing between Asif Khan and CP Rizwan. Although Asif is the bulk of the score here. 20 of 14 and Rizwan on just a single of 3 deliveries that he's faced. Again, this is the kind of wicket that might just suit Umair Ali Khan's bowling here. And wrapped on the pads. First up, loud appeal. Very, very close. The umpire thought long and hard and said not out. That seemed very close.
Yeah, I think that was big in swing, maybe missing leg. That's what, and also maybe that impact. He haven't shuffled much. Yeah, just going down the leg side. Umpire within his right, but here this is incident there. There was easy single there. Asif almost came to the crease and went back, whereas one CP was not interested.
Well, yeah, good start to the over. Slow delivery that was moving in sharply as well. Good call from the umpire. It definitely did enough to actually miss the leg stump. Again, outside the off stump. Good bounce in that ball. Good start to the over for Umair Ali Khan. As I was saying, Abid, this kind of wicket might just suit his bowling.
Yeah, I think, but it will be more impactful if you keep the keeper up with Umair when he keeps the keeper up and he sticks with line and length. That's where you tease the batter. Just get him out of that comfort zone. If you just can have the keeper up.
And again, nicely bowled. This time, nicely played straight to the fielder. So starts off with 3 dot balls. CB Rizwan under some pressure here. Isn't able to take the single to rotate the strike. And I've said this time and again, the basics of the game remain the same. When runs are not coming in easily, you need to rotate the strike as soon as possible.
Yeah, we are almost on the verge of completing power play. It's just 26. And that too, 20 runs out of 26 is being scored by Asif Khan only.
And again, nicely bowled. This time, he takes a single of misfield. It's an easy 2, I'm sure. Yeah, eventually. Well, that's poor from Shehbaz on the boundary.
Just took his eyes off at the last moment. Another change if you want to make from the other end, it should be Mohammad Shehbaz. I think he's someone also who can swing and has the extra bounces and also a bit of pace as well.
Yeah, certainly. He's quicker than you would expect, Shehbaz. Well, I think our 2 partners will talk about him when he comes to bowl in the next over, maybe. Umair continues here and nicely bowled again. He's bowling well within himself. He knows he doesn't have the pace, doesn't have the liberty, luxury to try something new, so he's keeping it simple and basic.
Yeah, but he's very impactful player. With the bat, with the ball, a perfect all-rounder. That any team want to have someone like Umair Ali Khan, very, very talented. I wish I could call him boy.
He says the same thing about you, by the way.
Yeah, he's a great player.
Nicely bowled again. This time it's hit into the gap. Rohan is giving it a good chase. Gets there finally. I think halfway mark he was deciding to slide, then decided against it. And that's it. That's the end of the over with a 2. So it's 5 overs gone. It's 30 for 2 for the Braves here. There's going to be a change in the comm box. It's going to be Rashid Mohammed with Ahmed Khwaja.
Thank you very much, Faizan and Abid, the deadly duo. It's been a sedate start here for the Braves. 30 for 2 after 5. Good afternoon, Rashid.
Good afternoon, Ahmed. Yes, we were expecting this kind of a start, but I think Asif has done really well, 20 or 14. He's the man who's been doing the bulk of scoring. And I think his wicket would be of prime importance, not only for the Braves, but for Thunderbolts as well, if they are to get to a good total.
Yeah, it does look a difficult surface to bat on. The ball not quite coming on. We've had a few dismissals playing across the line, some variable bounce. And Hazrat Luqman, I could barely recognize him. He's lost that lion's mane. Had an outstanding ILT20 tournament and has been retained, in fact. Oh, caught and bowled attempt, but put down. How close was that?
Oh, it's been struggling against him, Asif Khan. And Hazrat Luqman is getting that movement away from the right-hander. It was in the block hole, played back straight to the bowler. Well, that can be a very, very costly drop. That was the wicket they were looking for. And look at that. Presented to him, and he didn't expect it to come to him. He was probably expecting it to come a little more quicker.
Yeah, just a minor correction. He has not been, in fact, retained. So he has plenty to prove in this development tournament. Length delivery. And once again, not quite coming through to the batter. And even a man like Asif Khan is struggling to time the ball this evening.
Oh yeah, and he's been struggling in front of Luqman. Against all the other bowlers, he's been a lot more confident. He's been making sure that he gets bat on ball. But against Hazrat Luqman, that away movement and that slight stickiness in the wicket, I think that is where he's struggling a little bit.
Yeah, you've used the perfect word. Stickiness, just gripping that grass, not quite coming on, even from that hard length area. So, smart bowling here. Pitched up and lofted over extra. Beautiful hands from Asif Khan.
That was a wonderful shot. That's the difference between Asif Khan and the other batters. They get frustrated and they play in the air and they lose their wicket. Against Asif, it's completely different. He'll pick his spot and he'll play it there quite nicely. A lot of confidence in that shot and gets 4 runs and eases all that pressure that was built.
Well, I'm sure all 6 IL franchises are watching this man on screen. He had an incredible season for the UAE national team. Can bat anywhere from 1 to 6. Extremely experienced and class batter, Asif Khan.
Yeah, that's what you need in your team, don't you? You need somebody who can bat anywhere in that top 6 and then give you a good start when required, play that sedate innings when you've lost a lot of wickets, and that is what experience brings for you. And Asif Khan, well, he's very experienced.
Well, who can forget that incredible knock he played versus Nepal at Kirtipur? One of the fastest hundreds by a number 7 batter in ODI cricket. I think it was just a 42 deliveries, 40 odd if I'm not wrong. And if you can replicate that in this ILT20 development tournament, he'll certainly be snapped up. Back of a length delivery, once again looking for the pull. It's a good tussle going on here between Luqman and Asif.
Oh, I love this battle. This is very, very good, and it is the reason why we love this game so much. Hazrat Luqman has been superb. Look at that delivery. That really took off. We've seen balls sticking into the wicket, but that one was just too quick for him. And I think we don't say that too often, but Asif Khan was late on a shot.
Final delivery of the power play then. It's been going towards the men in green. Wise decision to bowl first by Rohan Mustafa. Down the leg side. Well, he'll have to re-bowl that one. But it is quite stiflingly hot out there, as you and I both realized.
Yes, we had the honor of doing the pitch report and the toss, so we knew how hot it is out there. But having said that, I think Luqman was trying that in-swinger. He's been bowling that out-swinger to Asif Khan and just wanted to surprise him with that. Didn't get it right. But good approach there from the Thunderbolts at the moment. They're doing a wonderful job, picking up 2 wickets, giving away just 35 and 5.5 against Asif Khan and Rizwan CP. That's no mean feat.
Oh, absolutely. They've done really well. Length delivery, off pace and beautifully bowled. So the power play concludes. It's 35 for 2. Plenty of seam bowling options available for Rohan Mustafa himself. Shehbaz Ali, Wasim Akram and Umair Ali Khan we've already seen, and Hazrat Luqman, and it is Umair Ali Khan who will continue. I think this pitch, like Abid mentioned, is absolutely tailor-made for his kind of bowling. He'll bowl on a good length, hit the seam, and it can be very difficult to get away.
Oh yeah, there are a few changes in the rules in this tournament as well. So there will be a super bowler who can bowl 5 overs. So that's something for the bowlers to look up to. That'll be very encouraging for them. So they would want to bowl that first 4 overs very nicely, very economically, and then probably come in to bowl that 5th over. And then we've got the extra power play, 2 overs between the 12th and the 18th over, and an extra point as well. Whichever team scores more runs in those 8 power play overs. Meanwhile, this is played uppishly, but in the gap, beautiful shot coming in from Rizwan CP. This is what he's known for, timing it perfectly for a boundary.
Well, that's CP Rizwan at his best. Loves to drive off the front foot towards that extra cover wideish mid-off region. Slightly overpitched. Not much wrong with that delivery. And that's all he needed.
That was a super shot, wasn't it? We've seen how slow this wicket is, and all the batters, barring Asif Khan, have struggled against that slowness in the wicket. But Rizwan CP, he was on top of that bounce and played it perfectly.
This time a lot straighter. Quick single towards mid-on. And good calling Made it in time. CP Rizwan, he has plenty to prove in the upcoming domestic season. Wants to get back involved in the IL setup, in the UAE setup as well. There's absolutely no debate about his batting class and ability. It's just about consistently getting those big runs.
Oh, absolutely, and it's about how intelligently you play out in the middle overs. I think that was a very smart choice of shot from Rizwan CP after hitting that boundary, just making sure you get to the other end. When you've got an able partner as able as Asif Khan, you would want to feed him strike, get that out boundary in, stay there. And that's how I think when you get settled down, you can prove yourself and get that big total.
Oh, absolutely. You know, he has the ability to clear the fence at will. So you can just occupy the crease, build up your innings. Meher Ali Khan continuing to Asif Khan on 24. Oh, sliced away past the keeper. And long chase for the deep third. And Shahbaz Ali walking the tightrope. Just about kept it within the ring.
He's done well. Previously had a missed field, so he's redeemed himself, saved a couple of runs probably for his team. But that's what Asif Khan can do. He can keep getting those runs coming in. If he's not getting boundaries, he'll make sure that he keeps rotating strike, keeps running around. And he's lost quite a bit of weight as well. Looks very fitter now.
Oh, absolutely. Been working hard in the off-season. Nicely bowled there by Umair. Targeting the sticks. That's what you need to do on this wicket. Just keep it wicket to wicket and you will be rewarded.
Oh, absolutely, and especially because Umair Ali Khan brings it into the right hand, but he'll have to be very careful. Asif Khan is very strong towards the onside. We've already seen a couple of maximums going that way, so he'll have to be very, very accurate with his line. Anything down the leg side, well, I won't be surprised if that goes for another maximum.
Watchfully played into the gap. Shahbaz Ali, well, he's certainly gotten warmed up for a spell. It remains to be seen when he will come on to bowl. Very accurate and intelligent fast bowling all-rounder in his own right.
Oh, absolutely. He's probably been kept for that fag end of the innings, because at the moment I think they'll probably bring in the spinners. Simranjit Singh, he's very, very talented. And I think I would want to see him as early as possible, because we saw spinners getting a lot of purchase out of this wicket.
Two right-handers at the crease as well, so he'll certainly be in the game. Once again down the leg side, and Asif Khan, ever the opportunist, was looking for a single. CP Rizwan just watching the ball there.
This is where he needs to be very careful. CP Rizwan is not the best of quick runners, quick singles. So he'll have to just change. And Asif Khan, well, he wanted that single straight away, but good early call, and that's what probably saved them. Otherwise, it could have been a yes, no, and a sorry.
I love the intent there from Asif. It was certainly a single on offer, but erring on the side of safety. Squeezed away to square leg to conclude the 7th. So ILT20 Braves 45 for 2.
Well, we're talking about spin, and straight away it's the captain himself, Rohan Mustafa. And I think good choice coming in from the other side, where the boundary is on the bigger end, on the onside. And he'll probably bring in the left arm spinner from the shorter end.
Right on the money to start is Rohan Mustafa. And yes, today he's bowling spin. Can bowl a bit of medium pace as well, seam up, swing the ball as well. Certainly has a lot of skill. Good looking punch, but straight to the extra cover fielder, and he'll race through his over here, Rashid.
Oh, absolutely. He'll not let us really analyze his bowling. He'll just go in and bowl as quick as possible. And he's got a brilliant Yorker as well. He's got that excellent quicker delivery. And that is where Rizwan CP, well, they've played a lot of cricket together, so he'll be expecting that, but he'll have to be very careful. And he's got the ability to turn the ball as well.
Perennial UAE teammates. Stepping out, CP. Great fielding. Hassan Isa Khail at short mid-wicket. That's excellent agility.
Oh, that was wonderful. Rizwan CP coming down the track. Didn't get it from the middle of the bat, but look at that effort. Absolutely wonderful. We saw Ethan D'Souza in that same position. He was wonderful yesterday.
A beautiful late glide from CP. Long chase for Sagar Kalyan from point. Just showing the slow nature of the wicket, but equally beautifully well played by CP Rizwan.
That was a wonderful shot and good running between the wickets. They managed to pick up a couple of runs. And we know how quick this outfield is here at the ICC Cricket Academy.
48 for 2. CP Rizwan giving due respect to Rohan Mustafa. He has taken a few risks playing the ball off the stumps. Cannot afford to make a mistake because Rohan Mustafa will just keep plugging away at that line.
It's been a wonderful over, isn't it? Just 3 runs coming off it. We're into the last delivery. And this is the kind of bowling effort you require in the middle orders, in overs.
Bit of a leading edge. So a tidy over from Rohan Mustafa. The Braves, 49 for 2. So it is going to be Shehbaz Ali coming on to bowl. Umair Ali Khan, just a short burst. And it will be interesting to see, like you mentioned, that new thing being introduced, the super bowler. I think that's a wonderful change. Adjustment to the rules makes the T20 cricket more exciting and something for the bowlers to work with.
Absolutely. It was very exciting yesterday. We saw contrasting choice of bowlers in the first 2 games. Aditya Shetty was given that 5th over, and that proved to be a wonderful decision by the Pearls. He managed to pick up 5 wickets. Beg your pardon, 3 wickets in his 5 overs. A couple of those came in 1 over, and that is where the game changed on its head.
I like the creativity being employed. Hope to see that in the IL proper as well. Cut away uppishly, not quite in control, but that will raise the 50 for the Braves, but it's taken plenty of time indeed.
It has taken 8.1 overs, so not the kind of score you would want to see when Asif Khan is out there. But another thing the teams need to be very careful about is that extra point in the power play overs. You can get, we saw, even though Marvels lost that game, the first one of the tournament, but they managed to pick up that 1 point.
And that may well make all the difference as we move into the knockout stage. Those 1 or 2 points, that net run rate. Back of a length delivery, very watchfully played. And they had a slow start to the game, the Braves here, so they certainly need to capitalize it in the next power play session.
Oh, absolutely, and for that they need to make sure that these two stitch a partnership together. They consolidate the innings at least till the 13th or the 14th over, get to probably 100 in the 15th over, and when they have the last 5 overs, even if they get another 40-45 odd runs, with the way this wicket is playing, I think it will not be an easy chase.
Especially with big hitters like Hafiz Almas and Abdul Ghaffar to come. Plenty of firepower in this Braves batting lineup. Pulled away off the front foot in front of square. A long chase, and it will be given up by the long on fielder. Boundary for Asif Khan.
That's a wonderful shot. Look at the timing he got on that. Didn't try to over it. It just placed it perfectly wide of long on. Wasn't a bad delivery to start with, but what a class shot that was from Asif Khan. Look at that. Generating a lot of power off that back foot and making sure that he gets it in the gap for yet another boundary. And that is what he's been doing so well. Taking off that pressure by hitting that odd boundary.
He really is a master craftsman, Asif Khan. 31 of 25. He's looking dangerous now. And Shehbaz Ali has to be very, very precise. That hard length has produced a couple of wickets, but Asif Khan is Well set now. Oh, look at that kick off the surface. Just hitting the seam and getting that variable bounce.
Well, that's a little different than yesterday. We didn't see a lot of deliveries zipping away from the right-hander, but on that occasion, probably bending his back a little bit more on that occasion, Shehbaz, after being hit for a boundary. That's what you see from faster bowlers. You either see that short delivery or that extra bit of pace.
He has that lovely wrist snap. Shehbaz Ali on his point of delivery. And just gets that extra kick off the surface. Surprises the batters. Nicely glided once again. Playing with a lot of control now, Asif Khan.
Well, he's probably realized that it's not a wicket where you can go after the bowlers, so he'll have to probably build his innings, and that is what exactly he's doing. After hitting that boundary, just taking a single and making sure that he sticks there. To the 32 of 27 is not a bad score on this wicket.
Yeah, it's the kind of pitch where you'll have a strike rate of maybe 120, 125 at best. You really need to apply yourself, and it's a good examination. Because you can expect these kind of surfaces in the IL as well, especially in venues like Sharjah or Abu Dhabi. Dubai has a pretty good batting track, suits the seamers as well with some healthy bounce.
Oh, yeah, you need to be careful, and what a delivery. That is an excellent delivery from Shehbaz. Bringing it into the right-hander and Rizwan CP, that gap between bat and pap, that has been his downfall.
Fabulous bowling from Shehbaz. Just look at that, nipping in, and that's an absolute beauty. Back of the hander, grip the surface, and clips that middle end leg. Wonderful bowling. And CP Rizwan, that's exactly what he's telling Asif Khan. He got me there. Gone for 15 of 20, 55 for 3. So it's the captain of the Braves, Mohammad Usman, coming in at the very important number 5 spot. Left hand, right hand combination now at the crease. Perennial UAE international. Fabulous player, very experienced. And let's see, he needs to produce an innings now, Rashid.
Oh, yeah, this is where all his experience needs to come to play. They've lost 3 wickets. They haven't got too many runs on the board. And with the way Rohan Mustafa and the others are bowling, I think they'll have to be very careful. They'll need to make sure that they keep rotating strike. And I think this is one thing I don't like about this innings. There hasn't been too much rotation of strike.
Just cramping him for room there. So something has got to give here for the Braves. They're going at below 6 runs per over. Almost halfway through the innings. It's been the Asif Khan show. And even now, you can see his approach has changed. He's playing even more watchfully now.
Oh, he has to. He's one man who needs to make sure that he plays through the innings now. He'll have to take that responsibility as a senior player and probably play that last delivery of the 20th over. That should be his goal now. And for the others, they just need to make sure they keep rotating strike. We've been so persistent about asking the batters to take singles, and that is the game where it changes. We saw yesterday as well. There wasn't too many rotation of strikes, and that's where I think teams really struggle to get those total on the board.
Rohan Mustafa as animated as ever, having a word with his fielders. You can see that wideish long on and that mid wicket in place. Plenty of protection on the leg side. Trying to cut it away behind point. So he's setting the field as per Mohammad Usman's reputation. I would perhaps like that square leg to be brought into the circle. Put some pressure on him.
Yeah, especially if you've got 3 wickets in your kitty. You'd want to put more pressure. Meanwhile, that is a pressure-releasing effort in the field by Hassan Izzah Khaili. Was wonderful. previously, but just missing out there. Easy single taken.
Yeah, you don't want to be gifting runs here. Every run given is a run that needs to be earned. Meanwhile, Rohan is tidy as ever. Only 6 runs off his bowling. He might be a super bowler candidate himself. Gliding it away off the stumps. Very nicely played. But only for a single. So the IL Braves 58 for 3 at the halfway stage. And there's going to be a drinks break as well, a change in the comms as well, as Faizan and Abid Ibrahim return to take over.
Back after a drinks break as Shehbaz is back as well to bowl the 11th over. He was good in the very first over that he bowled and picked up CP Rizwan as well, giving away just 6 runs. And he continues here. Bowling to Asif Khan. Nicely bowled. Takes a single on the very first ball of the over. Welcome, Abid Ibrahim.
Well, thank you very much, Faizan Khan. It's really interesting phase of the game where you need to see the two veterans batting together, Mohammad Usman alongside Asif Khan, trying to rebuild this innings and trying to get some decent, some handsome numbers on board. I think they must be looking around 140, 130, which, yes, it looks distance from here. But once Asif Khan gets clicked and also Usman Khan gets going from here, let's not lose any more casualties and keep on moving and getting runs. And more importantly, singles are crucial here. You need to rotate the strike and then you can get those numbers what I'm talking about.
Absolutely. If you keep taking 5 singles and over, you might get a 6th ball that you can hit to the boundary. Nicely played. And yeah, there's no doubt about that. Mohammad Usman is one of my favorite batters for the longest time, since the time he used to play in the UAE. He's a very established batter and a technically correct batter as well again, and can score very quickly as well when he changes gears. So both these batters in that regard are very similar. They need to make sure, and I think Rashid was talking about it as well in his last stint, they need to make sure that Asif at least bats till the end of the 20th over.
Big shout. And the ball might be going down the leg side. And I'm 100% in agreement with you that Asif is someone who need to bat in the entire 20 overs. and alongside him, Mohammad Usman should take the responsibility as well as he leads the team. He has a more responsibility to accompany him. Yeah, I think the height was also, and maybe a little bit of inside edge.
Yeah, I think definitely an inside edge there. That saved him. Otherwise, wrapped on the pads, that might have been a problem for Asif Khan, who's going at his runner ball. Normally doesn't play like that unless situation demands it. This is a low full toss, hit in the gap, and that's poor. That's poor from Hassan Isa Khail. He's a young man, a brilliant lad, but a couple of lapses in the field now for him ensures that Asif Khan eventually gets a shackle breaking boundary here.
Yeah, that was Luzna. Full toss. Put it away. There was a fielder that should have been only single. And look at that. Now he just couldn't find the perfect place where to grab the ball and get it. It just got odd bounce in front. But that's why the coaches say always bring your body behind the ball.
Also, what was funny was someone was making a video in the background. So that might just be up on the social media. Not great for any player. Shehbaz continues. Nicely played. Oh, again, another misfield. This will ensure an easy single again, as Rohan Mustafa now is manning the boundary. And Asif Khan very quickly on to 40 of 35, takes a single, rotates the strike. This is turning out to be a decent over, 7 of it.
Yeah, if you just notice, it takes no time for Rohan Mustafa to make changes. That's why we call him a true captain. He captained UAE for a number of years. He's been a captain of so many teams. You see, soon Isa Khail has misfielded. He changed him immediately.
Oh, beautiful shot from Usman. A good pickup shot. Unfortunately, he finds the fielder on the boundary. But this was nicely played. A brave shot from the brave captain. It's 11 overs gone. 66 for the loss of 3 now. Rohan Mustafa, Captain Rohan, bowling to his opposite number now. To Usman, nicely played. Oh, what a shot. That's beautiful. That's cunning. That's conniving. And that's a boundary.
Yeah, Rohan Mustafa didn't like a bit of it as well. He just pulled that perfect delivery to the left-hander. And look at that, he just came and just paddled it away. Yeah, that's a great shot. A bit of innovation as well. And reading the opponent's mind.
Well, at least 3 ex-captains are playing in this game. 3 ex-UAE captains. One of them on the screen right now. The other one on the screen now. And there's one sitting in the dugout. That's Rizwan CP, who was the last wicket to fell. So it's 70 for 3 now. Things looking decent in the last couple of overs here for the Braves. Nicely bowled again, just back of the length. Played well for a single.
Now look at that. It's, if you notice, it's Mohammad Usman who is pushing for more runs, and I think I like the idea. He got the early boundary in the over, so the rest you just need to rotate the strike. Wonderful batting this is.
Absolutely, and I think even Asif should do that. He sometimes plays a lot of dot balls, and that becomes a problem for his side. Looking for a single this time around. Good bit of fielding, but I think it's going to be a single easily taken. Shehbaz the man there.
Asif is kind of a player who likes to, you know, keep the strike to himself and try to go. Well, swept it hard and got 4 runs. This is happening second time in an over.
Yeah, that was a poor delivery. Down the leg side. Not a great ball. And a man of Usman's caliber and potential and talent can hit that one even with closed eyes.
I think it was just Rohan Mustafa made the error, bowled him around the pads, bit too much on the leg side. It becomes really easy for him.
This is I was talking about, and I'll continue with that thought in just a little bit as it is the end of 12 overs. They are going now a notch above 6. This was a good over. 10 of it, 76 for the loss of 3 now after 12. Another left arm spinner coming into bowl here. We certainly don't have a dearth of left arm spinners in the UAE. A very funny incident in the D50. We were counting how many left arm spinners were playing. We counted, Rashid and I, we counted 16 left arm spinners in that tournament alone.
Wow. Yeah, I call it the land of the left arm spinners, UAE.
The planet of the left armers.
But tell you what I think here, Faizan, that maybe a bit of a error here from Rohan Mustafa, not bringing Simranjeet. He should be bowling maybe before 10 overs. Bringing him slightly late, maybe. Just late.
Well, first ball. And Asif Khan, I think, is going to target Simranjeet here. Because the first shot, the way he played it, he wanted to hit it big.
I tell you what, there is a mind game. He want to target Simran early so that he knows about it. If this bowler gets hit early, he won't be able to perform.
Nicely bowled. Good comeback delivery from Simranjeet. So first runs off his bowling. Asif Khan into the 40s now, 42 of 38. Even Usman has started pretty well. He's looking very positive.
Indeed, Usman has to. He's the captain of the side. He need to set an example. I tell you what, there's some mind games going on here. They definitely knows about Simranjeet. There are bowlers that if they dominate, they'll keep on dominating. You just need to take them for the ride early so that they don't be harmful to your team.
We talk about matchups. Left armer bowling against a left-handed batter. But I think it's a good move because this is the longest side of the ground on the leg side. And again, trying to play that lap shot or a pedal sweep and hits it straight to the fielder. So I think Usman will have to put in a lot of power and a lot of timing to clear that boundary, which is the longer part of the ground.
Yeah, he would get the longer part, but he would like to bowl against Asif.
And again, straight to the fielder. And again, no single. Usman is not happy about it. This is a very good start to the over for Simranjeet. He's bowled 4 deliveries, given away only a single. They're trying to look for runs against him. Not coming easy.
I won't mind to have a leg slip here. The way Simran is bowling and Usman is every time trying to play on the onside.
Oh, nicely bowled. Wrapped on the pads. Usman wants a single. He cannot get it again. So that's 4 dot deliveries in a row. Now against Usman. This must be frustrating for the captain.
Indeed. That's the 3rd dot ball and this one was way too high. Simranjeet is appealing for it.
And again, trying to make room, play him on the offside. He follows. That's a very good over from Simranjeet. Only a single of it. It's 77 for 3 now after 13.
अच्छा करेंगे तो मैच फिर से अंदर है.
Also, this is good captaincy coming in from Rohan Mustafa. I'll talk about that after this delivery. Making room, Asif plays it on the offside. There's a fielder there. Only a single this time around. This is good captaincy from Rohan Mustafa, if you ask me. Because he's using his bowlers. He's trying to put thought into it. He's bowling from an end to the right-hander where the leg side is pretty big. And on the other hand, he has brought in a left-hander bowling against a left-hander with the long boundary on the leg side again.
Yeah, there is some strategy within the game. Rohan Mustafa is an example leader. We know that he's captaincy caliber. He's a lot thinking captain, and also he knows he reads the game really well. But what I think here, the only error I see from Rohan Mustafa is maybe just bringing Simranjeet a little late. He should be bowling that first change. You need to coordinate with the keeper before doing that, I think.
Shane Warne used to do that. Rohan Mustafa has taken a leaf from him. And I think, he was going for the uppercut here. Asif just got a little surprised maybe with that kind of delivery.
Yeah, we saw Aditya Shetty getting a wicket yesterday. A similar kind of delivery where he short pitched and the batter got greedy and thought that I'll put this one away and got out.
Absolutely. Sometimes it's the bad deliveries that pick up wickets. Oh, swing and a miss. Not a great shot. Usman knows it. He was going for the slog, closed his eyes a little too early and went ahead with the shot. No runs whatsoever. Usman is getting frustrated now and it is showing in the way he's batting. Look at that. Very slow to him. Played the shot a little too early. Up in the air for a long, long time. Another good over comes to an end. Just 4 of it. It's 14 overs gone. Braves struggling just a little bit. 81 for 3.
Simranjeet now. Oh, big shout. That must be a hide there. A little bit of excitement here for the bowler. And Mohammad Usman clearly getting frustrated. He wants some runs. He wants ball to be sent out of the park.
But I think Simran is bowling really well here. He's bowling slow through the air. He knows the wicket is dry, letting the wicket do its thing. And I think it's good captaincy once again from Rohan Mustafa. The fine leg is very, very fine actually because of the kind of shots that Usman has played previously against these spinners. So I think it's very good move. I think Thunderbolts are on top in this battle right now in the past 3-4 overs.
Indeed, they have just kept the pressure on, not providing runs at all. Even now, he wanted to go big on the onside, really tried to hit that one with a lot of muscle, a lot of bottom hand. That's where you can see the batter is frustrated.
This is a great start for Simranjeet. He's bowled 9 legal deliveries, given away just 2 runs. And things are not happening for the Braves here. I think something's got to give. The way things are going in the last 2-3 overs, something's got to give here.
And the problems are similar. They're not rotating singles.
Look at that again. A wild slog. Not connecting with the ball there. And another bye, I think, would be added to the total. Yeah, given a bye by the umpire. Just a single coming in this over. Again, look at that. That's not a great shot from Asif.
Yeah, they're just trying to play across the line, and that too trying to hit the ball too hard. That clear evident that they are frustrated. They want runs. They want big runs.
I feel there's a wicket in the offering here. And again, this time gets from the meat of the bat straight to the fielder. That will just add to the frustration here for Mohammad Usman. What a good over once again from Simranjeet.
Yeah, that's what. 16 balls last since the boundary was hit. So that's where we're talking about. The pressure is building. We can sense the wicket around.
That's great. Absolutely great bowling from Thunderbolts. And ends the over with a single. So another good over comes to an end. It's 15 overs gone. 85 for the loss of 3. That is the score right now. We are into the slog overs. Well, literally now with Ahmed Khwaja and Rashid Mohammed. They're going to join you next.
Thank you very much, Abid and Faizan. The runs have really dried up here for the Braves. Have yet to hit a boundary in 3 overs. Excellent bowling from Simranjeet Singh. And full credit to the Thunderbolts bowling. Rohan Mustafa has recognized the patchy nature of this wicket. And his spinners are really making it tough going out there. So here we go. The floating power play has been taken. So time for some excitement with Rashid alongside me in the comm box.
Thank you, Ahmed. Yes, these are exciting times. 17 deliveries since the last boundary was hit. So perfect opportunity for the Braves to go big, especially with Asif Khan still out there. And he's got Usman Khan, Mohammad Usman, his partner, the captain at the other end, who's struggling a little bit. I think 16 of 21. Very unlike him. But this is where they can change that, redeem themselves. We were talking about how they can get to 115 and then probably go after the bowling in the last 5. They have got to those 15 overs without losing too many wickets, but I think they're just short of few runs.
I honestly would have taken it earlier. Put the pressure on the Thunderbolts, make them react, and then force them to use spin at the end with the likes of Hafiz Almas, Abdul Ghaffar to come. You know, he would have been under serious pressure. Instead, he's given them 2 quiet overs, and it's been a sedate partnership at best. 30 of 36, but Shahbaz Ali, well, he's in the spotlight now. Can he deliver?
He was very good in his first spell. Didn't give away too many runs, and this is where he needs to come in and pick up that important wicket of Asif Khan.
And that's been slammed over cow corner. All the way for a maximum to raise his 50, Asif Khan.
What a way to get to your half century. That wasn't a bad delivery, but that is the class of Asif Khan. Picked it up. Didn't need too much movement off the feet. Look at that. Beautiful pickup and right from the meat of the bat.
He just sat up on a length and had to be dispatched. That's a big hit, about 85, 87 meters. So now Asif Khan is on the move. 4 boundaries and 3 beautiful sixes. But it has been a laborious knock, but he's looking dangerous.
This is where I think he'll shift gears and provide that impetus that is required towards the end of the innings.
Rohan Mustafa in the ear of his all-rounder. You have to pitch the ball up here or be really short. Don't go for that in-between length in this second power play. So the alarm bells have been rung for the men in green. Let's see if he uses that change of pace as well. Slower bouncer. And Rashid Mohammed with a devilish smile because he knew it was coming. And they're running for 2. Great running. Dawood Ijaz. Well, that's a bit casual from the wicketkeeper.
Yeah, this is excellent running. They understand the importance of these runs at the end of the innings. And Asif Khan, he wants to take most of the strike in this power play overs. And rightly so, he's the settled batter there.
Toe end of the bat, and he was calling for 2 immediately. Deep mid-wicket in place. Simranjeet Singh, good fielder, but not the most powerful of arms and not particularly accurate either. So they've taken 8 runs early off this over. And we know a target of 140, 150 will be tricky.
Yeah, these were 2 very risky runs by Asif Khan. They don't want to lose a wicket for a single.
Just shoved it into the leg side. So over to you, Mohammad Usman. I would have perhaps thought about Hazrat Luqman to bowl this over as well. Has that extra pace. But Shahbaz Ali not a bad option either. Are they going to utilize that super bowler option though? Who will it be?
Well, it depends at the moment. I think they've got the options quite open. And like you mentioned, Hazrat Luqman can be the other bowler from the other end for that second power play over. Remember, there are 2 power play overs. So Shehbaz bowling that first one. He's given away 23 in 2.3 and picked up a wicket of Rizwan CP. That was a very important wicket and a very deceptive ball to get rid of CP Rizwan.
Yeah, since then, this partnership has developed. So Mohammad Usman, 16 of 21. Once again, the change of pace and good fielding of his own bowling. That's what you need to do. Mix it up here.
Yeah, and for Usman, I think it needs to be on his toes. He needs to pick up a single if he's not able to get those boundaries in which have evaded him. I think he needs to make sure that he gives strike to Asif Khan.
Experienced campaigners, the both of them. Asif just having a quiet word with his partner. We are looking at perhaps a 140, 150-ish target. Can they go beyond that? They need to maximize the next 8 deliveries for sure of the floating power play.
Certainly, and with the way this wicket is playing, 140 will not be an easy total to chase. Meanwhile, he's connected. Usman is connected on this one, and that's gone all the way out of the park for a maximum.
Well, that's landed on the 311. It's heading towards Dubai. Perhaps going shopping downtown. Slower delivery, and he read it like a book. Smashed for 6 to raise the 100 for the Braves.
That was a very good pickup shot by Usman. Once again, that shorter delivery. He anticipated the slower delivery, and I think that is where he picked it up really well and hit it for a maximum. And this is turning out to be a brilliant over. 15 coming off it in the first 5. 1 more delivery to go, and that is where I think they'll be eyeing that extra point as well.
Oh, yes. They have certainly taken a heavy toll. And still 7 legal deliveries to go in the floating power play. Meanwhile, over to the reserve umpire. New balls, please. Shamim AB doing the duties. Very experienced senior umpire. And well, now we have another 4.1 overs to go, Rashid. Projected score of 126, that's certainly not going to be enough.
Yeah, and they've gotten to 100. We thought it'll be in the 15th over, but they've gotten it almost in the 16th over. And Asif Khan out there, Usman now looking to open up. He's hit that maximum, which is a very, very good shot. I thought he was struggling against the faster bowlers and the spinners as well. But now, with the power play coming in, I think that'll really ease that pressure.
A much needed half century from the kingpin Asif Khan for the Braves. And now Mohammad Usman is cutting loose as well. Shehbaz Ali just erring in his length. And that's all that was required. So plenty of headaches now for Rohan Mustafa, who bowls the second over of power play. Will it be Luqman? Maybe Wasim Akram. He could be an option as well. Final delivery. Oh, and he's bowled him. Gone straight through the gate. Pitched up, wicket to wicket. And he struck gold.
It has a wonderful delivery right in the block hole. And Usman once again trying to go for that big shot. Didn't connect. Misses that, but Shehbaz was on the money. Look at that beautiful delivery. Right on the middle stump, and that's taken Mohammad Usman, beg your pardon, out of the equation. Played a handy knock, 22 of 24. And I think 2 boundaries and a maximum in that. 100 for the loss of 4 after 16.
So it's the big, burly Junaid Shamsuddin coming in at number 6. And he's been in some stunning form these past couple of months in the domestic scene. Getting a massive opportunity to impress at this ILT20 development tournament.
Well, this is a big opportunity for all the players who have worked so hard throughout the year. And this is one tournament everybody would be eyeing. And a golden opportunity for some of them to make it into the main event, the ILT20.
Oh, absolutely. 13 players will be selected from this pool. So it's certainly, that's almost an entire team, Mohammad Rashid. So very, very high stakes indeed. And you need to show your best, just like this man on screen. 53 of 45 for Asif Khan. First match of the tournament, he's dictated terms.
Yeah, he's been wonderful. All of the batters have struggled on this wicket. I think he's played a very good innings. And we must give credit to Aryan Sharma as well. Last night he played a very good knock, 60 odd runs, and that proved to be a match-winning knock.
Well, that's why those two are international caliber. Aryansh with that fabulous half century against New Zealand as well recently. What a brilliant knock that was that led the UAE to victory, continuing that good form. Meanwhile, Hazrat Luqman is going to bowl the final over of the floating power play. 100 has been raised for the Braves. Pressure is on. Slow delivery, slapped over cow corner, all the way for 6.
Once again, that was a wonderful shot from Asif Khan. Look at how much power he generates off the back foot. Wasn't all that short, but he just picked it up so early. He has that extra fraction of a second which Faizan was talking about, and that is the sign of a class player.
Had that slow delivery very early, missed his length, that was the problem. And it was always going, heading towards the practice nets. 59 of 46. Well, there's not a lot of time to get to that triple figure mark, but if he continues in this vein, it is certainly possible.
And if they can get anywhere above 150, that'll put a lot of pressure on the Thunderbolts. They've controlled the first 15 overs, but at the moment it's an Asif Khan show.
Better delivery this time, pushed out towards that extra cover widish mid-off region. Will be saved by Rambo, Ramesh Shahzad, another big name that we forgot to mention.
Yeah, what an excellent effort that was in the field, saving a certain boundary. Asif Khan hit that fiercely, but Ramesh was up to the task and he made sure that he doesn't give away more than a single. That'll bring the new man on strike, Junaid Shamsu. Like you mentioned, he's been in supreme touch in the domestic circuit. Now his chance to prove himself.
He could be a very vital add-on to any side in the IL, let me tell you. Pushed towards that extra cover, but Umair smartly. Well, there was no backup in place, and that's the value of experience. You don't want to gift overthrows.
Yeah, you'd just be content with a single. And that is exactly what Umair Ali Khan has done. And this is what this team brings in the Thunderbolts. They've got a lot of experience. They've got some youngsters as well. So at the moment, I think they've done well in the first 15. They need to pick that wicket of Asif Khan.
How do they dislodge this man from the crease? He may take the game away. Hammered, but straight to extra cover. Well, that is going to sting the fingers of Umair Ali Khan.
Yeah, that was fiercely hit, but straight to Umair Ali Khan it covers. But I think Asif Khan, we saw in the first part of the innings, he was struggling against Hazrat Luqman, which is why he's been brought in to bowl that second power play over. And I think after being hit for that maximum, he's come back really strongly.
He certainly has. Oh, big full toss. Shoveled away towards mid-wicket. In the gap. One bounce over the rope for 4.
Well, you can't bowl him there. He is playing on 64. Even if he was on 4, he would still hit you out of the park. Hazrat Luqman should consider himself very lucky that's not gone for a maximum.
Yeah, that was a real freebie for a man batting on 60. No chance for the mid-wicket. And you're right. He's lucky that hasn't landed in Dubai Motor City. In one of the malls that Mohammad Rashid likes to shop in. The designer stores. So 64 of 49. It's a one-man army of Asif Khan. How many times have we seen him do that in the domestic scene? Countless times now.
Absolutely. He's been wonderful. And that's the reason why he's been in the UAE national side as well. He reads the situation so well and then delivers at the right time.
That has been let go by the umpire. So a decent power play session here for the Braves. 112 for 4 with 3 to come. Well, these are the retained players that have been announced for the next edition of the ILT20. We can see ADKR, very fast bowler heavy. Matiullah Khan and Sabir Rao. Ali Nasir and Rohan Mustafa going to be representing the Vipers. Dubai Capitals, they have plenty to pick. They want 3 more players alongside Akif Raja. Then you have Gulf Giants, Ayan Afzal Khan, the young teenager, the champion left-arm spinner, all-rounder. Sanchit Mohan Sharma as well. MI Emirates, well, they've got the two big fish, Mohammad Wasim and Zahoor Khan. They've got 2 slots to fill. And then for the Sharjah Warriors, had a disappointing IL campaign. So they will be on the hunt. They've got a couple of fast bowlers as well in the form of Junaid Siddiqui and Mohammad Jawadullah. So 13 slots that need to be filled. And Junaid Shamsuddin has hammered this over square leg for 6.
Oh, not a good delivery to start with by Umair Ali Khan. That was short and asking to be hit. It was a slower delivery. And Junaid Shamsuddin, well, he's played a lot of cricket against him. Picked it up really early and look at that power. It was all power there.
The man with the broad chest and the big biceps, Junaid Shamsu, showing his raw power. And Umair Ali Khan is under the pump. Length delivery, got away with that one. Just skidded on a bit. Otherwise, that would have travelled Rashid.
So yeah, just didn't get his bat down in time. Missed out on that. I think Junaid Shamsu, he'll be livid with himself. But that was a good comeback delivery by Umair. And now he'll have to be very accurate, especially against Asif Khan. 64 of 50 deliveries.
Just 36 runs away. Can he do it? He's certainly capable. Slow delivery, read and slammed out of the ICC Academy. 6 more.
Oh, that is, I think, the best of the lot Asif Khan has played. That wasn't a pacey delivery. He had to generate a lot of power and he had to make sure that he gets the timing right as well from the middle of the bat. And look at that. Off she goes for a maximum.
Well, these are not shooting stars in the sky. It's Asif Khan 6s. 70 of just 51. Well, I think we're the one who brought the fireworks. Here we go. Oh, full toss. And there was no mid-off in the ring. Hassan Isa Khail will do the clean-up job. But once again, a hittable delivery not put away. And a direct hit, but Junaid Shamsu, well, he has to retain the strike. Let's see what you can do.
Yeah, sometimes those bad deliveries brings you wickets. And I think Umair Ali Khan and previously we saw Hazrat Luqman as well. They should consider themselves very lucky. Asif Khan was probably just trying to hit it too hard. That's why I didn't get it from the middle of the bat. Didn't get that timing right. But this has been a brilliant over. 14 of the first 4 deliveries. They want to get a big total on the board now.
Most certainly. And you're absolutely right. Asif Khan, even not at his absolute best, is still playing like a king. Shuffles in the crease. Firm drive down the ground. Nicely bowled there by Umair. I like the approach that Shamsu is showing here. Trying to create some new angles. Open up some new scoring areas. It's been a productive over.
Yeah, that's what I liked about Junaid's inning as well. He's making sure that he doesn't eat up too many dot deliveries. He's rotating strike consistently and making sure if there's a loose delivery in the slot, he goes for that big shot.
Final delivery of the 18th. Umair Ali Khan has been expensive. That's a good Yorker. Beautifully bowled. They're going to push for 2. But they will settle for 1. Oh, there's a misfield. Well, it's a rare sight indeed to see Rohan Mustafa, of all people, fumble the ball. And Junaid Shamsu will get to keep the strike. 129 for 4 with 12 balls to come. So Shehbaz Ali to bowl the penultimate over of the innings. I'm slightly surprised, Rashid, that they haven't turned to Wasim Akram, the left arm seamer. What do you reckon?
Well, I think he's been brilliant with the new ball, and towards the end of the innings, because it doesn't get that swing, that is the reason why he's not been picked. Meanwhile, this is played in the air, a misfield, and that'll be a boundary. Was that Ramesh Shehzad? That was there, I think, it to be taken, but not the best of efforts.
Yeah, just dying in front of him, wasn't it? Wasn't a clean connection. I thought Shamsu was in trouble here. Toe end of the bat, and yeah, difficult take. And it's cost them 4 runs. He went for the catch, full credit to him. He wanted to produce a wicket for his all-rounder. But once again, Shehbaz Ali under the pump early in his over.
Ramesh Shahzad normally is a very, very good fielder, but that one, just like you mentioned, was dying in front of him, and it shows a lot of courage that you want to go for that catch rather than just hold back and stop that boundary from coming in. But at the moment, they're looking at wickets, and that is the best way to stop the stem of flow of runs.
2 for 33 on the night, Shehbaz Ali. This time just once again hitting the splice of the bat. Shamsu perhaps trying to hit a bit too hard. So he's done the right thing, feeding the strike to the beast. That is Asif Khan.
Yeah, he's back on strike now, 73 of 53. Well, this is going to be a big, big matchup between these two. Shehbaz, a very, very cunning bowler against the king of cricket here in the UAE in the domestic circuit.
Well, Dawood Ijaz is having a bit of a chirp, but it's a bit too late now. 73, he's got to his name. You don't want to rile up this man. He's an absolute gentleman, but when he has the willow in his hand, he turns into a warrior. So here we go, Shehbaz Ali to bowl the third delivery. Oh, that was in the slot. That was in the slot. And you can see how hard he swung at it. Couldn't connect.
Yeah, I think that is the reason why he didn't get it from the middle of the bat. Just lost his shape. And well, have they picked him? No, they haven't taken a single.
Very interesting move. So Asif Ali wants to farm the strike. Shamsu is very capable in his own right. But like you mentioned, it's not an easy pitch to time the ball. Maybe he fancies himself against Shehbaz Ali. 134 for 4. Can they get up to 160 maybe? That will be a tough target. He's carved it towards that deep cover region. There is no fielder out there. He was more towards extra. So it'll be an easy 2 for Asif Khan.
Yeah, it's very good running between the wickets. I don't know. There has to be a reason why he didn't pick that single. It's probably that he lost his bat or his glove or something. That is the reason why I think he didn't go for that single. Otherwise, Junaid Shamsu, like you mentioned, very capable. He's already shown his class, 14 of just 6 deliveries.
They really have built a very power-packed batting lineup here, the Braves. You've got the experience in the top 4. Then you've got the hitters Shamsuddin, Ghaffar, Hafiz Almas, and Asif Khan, of course, one of the greats. Steady over from Shehbaz Ali so far, to be quite honest. He's done well. And that is excellently bowled. Wide and out of his hitting range.
Yeah, he's eyed Asif Khan trying to make room for himself, and he's bowled it away from his arc. That is very good bowling. And I think you're absolutely right. Braves have got a very, very good unit. You missed out on Nasir Faraz in the middle, who brings in a lot of stability as well.
Classy, very classy player, Nasir Faraz, especially against spin. I'm a big fan of him. But now it's over to the heavy hitters, so to speak. Shehbaz Ali has done a decent job in this over. Kept Asif Khan quiet. I think that 100 will not be achieved today unless he goes absolutely berserk in the next 8 deliveries. Oh, brilliant wide Yorker. Nicely bowled. Shy at the stumps. And well, Umar Ali Khan, that was not required. And you brought Asif Khan back on strike. He baited you into going for that throw.
I was not even trying to extend his arm to drag his bat in. That is very good running between the wicket. They pick up 2 runs to end the over.
So it is Rohan Mustafa who has taken the mantle of the super bowler. He goes for his 5th. And well, he has to be very, very precise here. But the captain has taken the responsibility.
Well, if you've given away just 20 runs in your 4, I would expect you to bowl that 5th over. Oh, first delivery in the slot. That's gone miles up in the air. Has he got the distance? Oh, yes. Quite easily. What a good shot from Junaid Shamsu. The very first delivery of the last over.
Well, if you're a super bowler, I'm a super hitter. Junaid Shamsu stepping into that one. And right in the slot. His raw power forced it down the ground for 6. And now Rohan Mustafa is under pressure. Next delivery, full toss. Hammered straight. Gone like a rocket. All the way for 6 again.
Or back-to-back sixes coming in for Junaid Shamsu. And now we question that single from not being taken by Asif Khan once again.
The 150 has been raised. Tournament 6, number 18. Stand and deliver. That's what Junaid Shamsuddin does. 26 off 8. He'll be looking for plenty more. Sliced over point this time. It's going to be another boundary.
Well, what an over this is turning out for the Braves. 16 runs coming off the first 3 deliveries, and Rohan Khan, well, he was supposed to be the super bowler, but it's going to be the super batter, Junaid Shamsuddin, who's going to win this battle.
Yeah, it was on a length and wide of off. It was basically a free hit with third in the circle, point in the circle. Bouncer, top edge on it towards square leg. Nobody there. A hint of frustration in that delivery from Rohan. And well, further bad news. Asif Khan back on strike.
Well, one goes out of the equation. It's the other piece that comes on strike. These two have been like butchers.
17 runs off this super bowler over here. Top edge over the keeper. That may run away for 4 as well. Yes, it does.
A very lucky shot there. It was a good delivery once again. He's bowling those bouncers there. He's a spinner, remember? But he's got that surprise delivery. Both the occasions, the batters were unable to read him. But very lucky shot that for Asif.
81 of just 58 deliveries. What a magnificent innings it's been from Asif Khan. No helmet either on that bouncer. In the slot and hammered over the side screen. What a way to conclude the innings with a 6.
Oh, that was a brilliant hit. What a wonderful shot. Momentum all the way towards the Braves. 87 of 59. And look at that over from Rohan Mustafa. He's given away 20 runs in his 4.
27 runs to be precise. And that was the biggest of the lot from Asif Khan. 87 not out of just 59 deliveries. A champion's innings. He announces himself at the ILT20 Development Tournament with a bang.
Yeah, what a knock this has been. And look at where they've finished now, 165. And that is where all that experience worked in favor of the Braves.
Well, there you can see the batting scorecard. Hamdan hit a 4 and then got out. They had a very patchy start, only 35 runs in the power play. But then Asif Khan built a partnership first with CP Rizwan, Mohammad Usman contributing as well. But then Junaid Shamsuddin, the big hitter coming in with a major impact. Strike rate of 300.
Yeah, what a great knock that was. And this wicket now looks like a batter-friendly wicket after you see those numbers. But let me tell you, it was a very, very difficult wicket to bat on. And I think it was all the experience of Asif Khan that made sure they got to 164 runs, 65 rather. Let's look at the bowling lineup for the Thunderbolts. 6 bowlers used. Wasim and Lukman picking up a wicket each. Shehbaz was the pick of the bowlers, picked up 2 wickets. But I think it was Simranjit Singh who was missed out, I think, giving away just 4 runs in his 2 overs. And that is something that Rohan Mustafa really needs to look at.
Certainly some of the calibration of the bowling changes need to be fixed by the Thunderbolts. But 165, look at that. 2 big chunky partnerships in the middle of 50. 50 between the 3rd wicket, then 45 and then 65 added by Shamsu and Asif Khan together. Well, let's take a look at the highlights. There were plenty of 6s in this innings, but it was a slow start to the game here, Rashid.
Oh yeah, I think that first wicket of Hamdan, Wasim Akram was looking very, very good. The new ball was doing its trick here. 2 wickets in the first 2 overs, and that pulled things back for the Thunderbolts. But after that, it was all Asif Khan.
Yeah, he was cautious to start, 31 of 25 at one stage. But then when he opened up, many times they missed their length. The Thunderbolts bowlers were hammered. CP Rizwan was looking good at the crease as well. Some stylish tries, but that was a Jaffa from Shehbaz Ali. At that stage, they were 55 for 3. And then Mohammad Usman and Asif Khan built this very, very important partnership. The value of experience.
Oh, absolutely. It was all about experience in the middle. And Asif Khan, he brought that experience right in the middle. And he opened up after they picked up that, they started that power play. And that is where I think things changed completely for the Braves.
Then it was Asif Khan and Junaid Shamsuddin. Powerful striking. Anytime the Thunderbolts missed their length, anything that was hittable was dispatched out of the ground. This was a half chance put down at long off by Ramesh Shahzad. Then the super bowler over, the final over, Rohan Mustafa carted for 27 runs, including 3 humongous 6s. So 166 is the target for the men in yellow. There it is for the Thunderbolts. Let's see if they can get alongside it on a very patchy, difficult surface to bat on, but they certainly have the quality. We'll take a break and be right back. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere.
Well, this is the match number 3. We are geared up for the second innings of this game between Braves and Thunderbolts here at the ILT20 Development Tournament. This is a great game. The first up, look at the scorecard. It might show you that the wicket was behaving very well, which was not the case, I can tell you this. It was just a great knock coming in from Asif up front. 87 of 59 not out. All the other batters couldn't do much. There was a partnership with Rizwan, with Usman. Usman scored 22. He also played a decent knock, but Junaid Shamsu changed things around and gave that momentum that was required with a strike rate of more than 300. And that's the bowling card for you. I'm surprised that Wasim only bowled 2 overs here, Abid.
Even I'm surprised to see Simranjeet bowling only 2 overs and Rohan Mustafa bowling that 5 overs, the super over, the super bowler. Rohan has used himself. That should have been Wasim or Simranjeet. And I think Simranjeet was introduced late, so that's the reason he couldn't complete his quota. But I think he should have outsmashed even despite bowling 2 overs only. But he's given only 4 runs. Yes, he did not pick up a wicket, but the pressure he created was immense. Great work by Simranjeet, but the rest has gone for a bit of tap, especially that last over going for 27 runs.
It's still early days in the tournament, but the batters could take a lesson from Asif Khan, from Usman Khan from yesterday. The kind of knocks that they've played, they've taken their time, they've settled down, haven't tried to do anything silly, and made sure that they play the full quota of 20 overs that is available to them. Well, the 2 batters are out there right now, and Hazrat Bilal is going to start the proceedings for the Thunderbolts innings, and a swing and a miss from Sagar Kalyan first up.
Very good delivery there. A little bit of an offer with the swing. That's been the problem. You need to control your swing. And tell you what, Sagar Kalyan is a kind of a batter who loves to play the ball on the offside, especially that cut shot. He's so strong at it. You need to be careful while you're offering him with. He'll dispatch you.
This tournament, I have a feeling, Abid, is going to be a test of the temperament and the character of the batters. Because it's not a tournament where you can come out and hit anything anywhere, which we've seen in the recent past in Sharjah, in Ajman. We've seen scores consistently being made more than 10 runs and over. We've seen somewhere around 263 in one of the games as well. So this is not going to be a tournament like that. As a batter, you need to apply yourself, you need to play on the merit of the ball, and you need to put in whatever you've learned all these years.
Well, what I enjoy about ILT20 development is that we have all our UAE national squads playing and participating in it. So that makes the competition even more tougher and crunch.
Absolutely lifts up the tournament's quality as Bilal walks out of his run-up just at the last moment, maybe missing his mark there. So yeah, for someone like Hassan Isa Khail, say for example, has been playing domestic tournament regularly now. And this might just be the tournament that can make a batter like him. For example, Sagar Kalyan, I've seen him score tons and tons of runs and loads of centuries. But the fact is, this is going to test him big time because the ball is not coming onto the bat. He's a dasher of a batter and he will have to change his game plan. In the meanwhile, edged and goes towards third. Only a single. He gets off the mark with a non-convincing shot.
Well, Faizan, tell you what, this tournament is not all about batting. It's all about bowlers. That's what I've been repeating. This game, especially the spinners, plays a role here. In this wicket particularly, when you talk about bowling, it's the fast bowlers will give you those early wickets. Might be. We have seen all these games. The fast bowlers initially strike and give you the breakthrough. Every time from last down, now we are playing the 3rd game. All these 3 innings that we witnessed, in fact, all this 5 innings we witnessed, it's been the bowlers who has given the breakthrough early, the fast bowlers. But the most important thing was the spinners in between. They kept on picking up wickets.
I'll come back to that right after this ball. Swing and a miss. First ball, Hassan Isa Khail. Not a very good looking shot. Not a convincing shot from him. And that is all the more reason why I'm saying it is going to be very important for the batters to display their talent, to show their character and their temperament, because it is a bowling friendly wicket. You know, the faster bowlers up front are performing well, then the spinners in the middle overs have been doing really, really well. And that is why you need to play an innings like what Asif Khan did in the previous innings, or like what Usman Khan did yesterday. You know, you need to be on the wicket. You need to play on the merit of the ball. And again, edge. This time it's very, very fine again. A similar looking shot that Sagar Kalyan got off the mark. Gets Hassan Isa Khail his first run as well.
Well, absolutely right, Faizan. If you don't give respect to the good deliveries, you're not going anywhere. If you're not playing on the merit of the ball, you will lose your wicket. This wicket will not give a lot of margin of error for the batters. What I think here is it's a real test for the batters. I think UAE is somewhere where you find these righties. If you talk about Australia, you find similar kind of wickets everywhere.
Oh, beautiful shot. What a shot. Played it late. That was the beauty of that shot. On top of his toes, covering the bounce as well. Very good start for Sagar Kalyan. 4. And that will end the first over as well with that boundary. This is a decent start coming in for Sagar Kalyan and Hassan Isa Khail. It's 1 over gone. 6 without loss. Well, the over continues somehow. We'll have to take a look at why as a drive comes in on the last ball. And I hope it is the last ball of the over now, Abid.
I think, yes, finally the over comes to an end. Well, it's a decent one for the batters. They got 7 runs without losing any wicket. Great start.
So Ghaffar coming into ball here for the very first time in this game. It's Braves versus Thunderbolts. Braves did a very good job in the first innings. Under edge this time around. We've been talking about the bounce of the wicket. And this time it was slightly too paced.
Yeah, probably because too many games has been already played in this wicket. Maybe losing there might be some patch which has just got loosened up. But you need something different as well. You can't be just bowling at the similar, and you just need some varieties. This wicket is getting better and better for the bowlers only.
Yeah, certainly. There's no doubt about that. It's a paradise for the bowlers if you bowl in the right areas. But as I said before as well, if you apply yourself as a batter, we've seen what Asif Khan did today. Nicely bowled. Quick delivery as well. And only a single. Should be a leg by. We'll have to wait for the umpire to give a signal here. He thinks it's off the bat. So it's off the bat. 1 run added to the total for Sagar Kalyan.
What I see Abdul Ghaffar after coming back from that injury that he picked up in the Emirates D20, if I'm not wrong, after he's got on his knee, there was an injury that he picked up. So his bowling is being slightly on a lower side. Rather, his batting improved. So I think he's usually, for me, he's a bowling all-rounder.
But he's an impact player. These are the kind of players that can change the course of the game with the ball. With the bat, he can come down and hit those beautiful runs or hit him where it should not hit anyone. On the box, right on the box, I think. Hassan is in pain right away. All the others might smile around him, but I can tell you this is very, very painful.
Yeah, it is. Hope he's okay. No, that's... Oh, yeah, it did not hit directly on the box. I think it hit him on the midriff first. Really a painful blow, but he's on his feet. Good news. He will. It seems to be he'll continue. He's got on his thigh, I think, slightly above than the thigh. Yeah, the magic spray comes out.
You're right above the thigh. There's a bone there. If it hits you there, oh, that's even more painful, I believe, than hitting on the body part that should not be named.
I don't remember when I saw that man last bone there because of a belly fat.
Well, not everyone is like you. He's got organic protection there, Abid.
Well, he's a wonderful, talented boy, Hassani Sahel. He's been given the responsibility to open the innings, and I think this pair is perfect. All they need is to coordinate and work. This is quite a bit of a challenge for them. The soon they came, this is their first game, first inning, and first show. Let me put that way, but they already got a mighty total on board. The reason I'm saying mighty, that is the highest total so far in this tournament, and we have seen highest runs scored by any single individual already by Asif Khan Lala. 87 he scored. What a knock this has been from him. They've been thrown straight away into the big.
Oh, what a shot. What a comeback. That's a brilliant pickup shot. Straight down the ground. One bounce into the fence. 4.
I was talking about Beg. He puts it away. The boundary. I think, yeah, he predicted the ball is going away and it got into the radar. The perfect shot. Lovely hit that. Just one bounce into the fence.
Yeah, great extension of the arms. The balance was perfect as well. A very good looking shot. Positive shot coming in from Hassani Sahel. This is a good start. A decent start for the Thunderbolts here. Nicely bowled. Slower ball right away. That's experience from Ghaffar.
Yeah, what I like about that delivery, it was close to the stumps. That's where Ghaffar need to be. Do not let those arms to get extended and hit you straight down the ground. That's where Hassani Sahel will be aiming at. Well, you never know. This ILT20 development might get him into the main team. And you never know. Might be rubbing shoulders with the great Muhammad Nabi, his father. Meanwhile, Abdul Ghaffar has just gone for a boundary in this over. Again, this time he offered width. He's got through and got 4 runs. What a cracker of a shot.
Yeah, brilliant shot once again. And they are looking good, these two. Look at that. Hassani Sahel. Again, quick hands from him. And a brilliant shot. Keeping it down as well. Hit it like a tracer bullet to the boundary for a 4. This wicket hasn't eased out, I can tell you this. So this is good batting coming in from these two. It's 1.4 overs. 13 without loss already. Ghaffar under the pump here.
Very, very watchful there. Just playing with the soft hands. Drop and run. They take single. This is great. Batting together. One takes the charge and the other one feeds him the singles. Gives him the strike. Hassani Sakhel, who is on charge here at the moment. That boundary on the last delivery that he's struck was nothing less than a bullet shot. It was really hard. It gave really hard time to our cameramans to watch the ball.
Coming in with the arm this time around, trying to go for the big shot down the ground once again. Hassani Sakhel. He started well. He's looking positive. Abid.
Well, indeed. He seems to be not trying to hang around, but he wants to contribute as well. So if both the ends will spark runs, that's the only way to chase 166.
Absolutely. They need to play positive cricket, at least in the first 6 overs, the power play overs. And then there are 2 more power play overs later on that you can take as a batting unit.
Yeah, also you need to make some calculation that you need to come over your opponents in terms of gaining that 1 point.
Yeah, certainly there's a bonus point for how many runs you score in the power play. If you do better than your opponent, then you get that 1 point even if you lose the game. Another single towards third. This is a decent start. Very good start, in fact, on this wicket. 2.3 overs, 20 runs without loss.
Yeah,
They're looking good.
Perhaps this is the first time that it's 2.3 overs gone and no casualties so far.
Yeah, certainly we've seen a lot of wickets fell in the first few overs in the last 2 games as well. Before this, we saw a couple of wickets falling in the first innings as well in the power play overs. Hazrat Bilal, downtown, not timed, still got enough on it. Has it got legs? Has it got the legs? I think Asif Khan has got stronger legs here and reaches the ball, saves it from going over the boundary ropes.
Yeah, full marks for that commitment from Asif Khan. Meanwhile, they completed 3 runs. And this is what I was talking about. His fitness has been slightly on a better side now, Asif Khan.
Yeah, certainly. But not a bad shot at all from Hassani Sakhel. What I like about him is, look at that running between the wicket. Quickly coming back for the third and comfortably making it as well. What I like about him is he tries to hit it through the line rather than going across the line, which is not a very good ploy on a wicket like this that is supporting the bowlers. It can nip and take a leading edge if you try to go against the line of the ball, or rather across the line of the ball. Another single towards third. Another decent over here. 7 of it already.
Yeah, they're just no boundary so far in this over, but they have managed well to pick up singles, and when they tried, they got at least 3. So the balance over this is the last ball will decide a lot of things. For Hazrat Bilal to make a comeback in this game, he need to pick up a wicket, and for these 2 batters, they need to keep things simple. Even a single will do.
What I like about them is they're looking busy. They are trying to take singles, haven't played too many dot balls yet. This is up in the air, not a very good shot. It's hanging high into the sky and taken well. Very well taken by the captain, Mohammad Usman. It was a skyer. Those are difficult to take, especially when you're backtracking. And Hazrat Bilal has done what we feared. He has picked up a wicket in the power play.
Understanding of the game is very important. Look at that. I was talking about Hazrat Bilal need to pick up a wicket. He did pick up a wicket for a team, for his team. He's done a wonderful job. But it was Hassani Sakhel who couldn't hold himself back. He got the runs on board. All he had to do, tap and take a single or play a dot ball, continue in the next over. But he chooses the other way around. 13 he scores out of 9 deliveries. 24 for 1 after 3.
Rohan Mustafa is the new batter. It's going to be Sagar Kalyan on strike because the wicket fell on the last ball of the last over. And this one sticking into the surface just a little bit. Didn't come to him too quickly. Got into position early and had to delay his shot there. A dot ball.
This will be an interesting contest, Faizan. Let me tell you, Sagar Kalyan up against Abdul Ghaffar. Abdul Ghaffar, while will try to tease him, offering him with outside off to make him commit a mistake. That's where his favourite shot is. And what I believe is you can get the batter out on his favourite shot.
We've seen that happen so many times, even in international cricket. Players who are very good on a particular shot lose their wicket on that shot as well. Sometimes you get overconfident as well when you're playing that shot because you know that you're very good at it. So sometimes you just don't get under the ball, maybe pulling the ball. We've seen Rohit Sharma get out on the pull shot, which is possibly his best shot. He's scored tons and tons of runs on that shot, but he's gotten out as well in the recent times, a lot of times on that shot.
Well, what I remember is Pakistan had a wicket keeper, Kamran Akmal, who used to be very strong at cut shot, similar like Sagar Kalyan here. But most of the times we have seen him getting dismissed on that cut shot.
Yeah, that's true. And I remember the oppositions working on that as well. There was a point fielder at that time, very short catching position, parallel to the crease.
I think that was his downfall. Then he became so predictable. Just offer him a width, he'll play a cut shot and you can get him out.
Absolutely. In comes Ghaffar again. Oh, wrapped him on the box this time around. Rohan doesn't like to show any weaknesses, but I think that would sting.
I think he can rub it a little bit. It was on a belly, I think.
It was where it shouldn't be.
Well,
It was where it's very painful.
Yeah, it's really, he's a strong lad. He's got his own swag.
That is correct though.
Even if he's in pain, he won't show a bit of it.
In comes Ghaffar again. Down the wicket. Brilliant piece of work. Brilliant piece of work. Who was that? I think it was Junaid Shamsuddin.
Yeah.
Brilliant effort.
Certainly it was Junaid Shamsuddin who's done a wonderful job in the field. And look at that. Oh, he denied the single, did not allow someone like Rohan Mustafa to take a single. Now that's what I call a challenge. Challenging with the running between the wicket of Rohan Mustafa is lightning quick.
Required run rate. Look at that. It's creeping up. 8.63. Somebody will have to stay at the wicket and make sure that they bat the full quota of 20 overs. Play towards a backward point. Only a single this time around as Nasir Faraz, who didn't get to bat today, comes in and fields the ball.
Yeah, there was a hardly requirement of him because as we were talking about, Asif Khan Lala came from the ball number 1 and stayed till the last ball and in fact remained unbeaten for 87. Great knock he played. He did not require the services of likes of Nasir Faraz.
This is turning out to be another good over here. That's what happens when the wicket fell. When the wicket falls, rather. Pressure on the batting unit. Trying to pull that one away. Didn't time it to perfection. It's not going to be easy to play those kind of shots on this wicket. As Haider Ali comes in and fields the ball. It's going to be the end of the over. 4 overs gone. 27 for 1 now. Hazrat Bilal coming into bowl. His third over. He's given away 15. A legal delivery here. And what more? It's going to be a free hit, the next one.
Yeah, just add a little bit of salt onto the injury. The free hit would really allow the batter to settle, free his arms, try to play the big shot, I think rather than Sagar Kalyan, it's more needed for Rohan Mustafa to play that free hit, get him some runs, get something on that willow.
But it's going to be Sagar Kalyan because 2 runs were taken. So 4 overs, 30 runs for the loss of 1. And here we go. The free hit delivery. Sagar Kalyan on strike. Short ball up in the air. There's not going to be any damage to the batter. But it's going to damage the figures for Hazrat Bilal because that has rolled into the fence for 4. Lucky runs.
Yeah, he tried to pull his length back, tried to bowl that short length delivery. Sagar with that heave, with his closed eye, tried to hit anywhere, doesn't matter. And he got the result as 4 runs. But you do get 4 runs, but you don't get the satisfaction if you're a batter.
I'd take 4 runs anytime over satisfaction if I'm a batter. On this wicket especially.
Well, if it is 19th or 17th over, you won't mind it. But when it's start of the innings, when you're trying to build, then you need something coming nicely at the center of the bat.
Yeah, it gives you that confidence. Anything from the middle of the bat. A play towards third. And I think Sagar Kalyan has decided that he's going to change his game plan. He's not looking for extravagant shots here. He's trying to play within himself, trying to rotate the strike, take singles whenever he can. Already.
I think this is what makes him different than Hassan Issa Khail. Issa Khail was going for that big shot every time when he got a chance. And Sagar Kalyan got a 4 runs, got off a free hit. And the next delivery, what he did, he nudged it down only for a single.
Absolutely. Already 8 runs of the over in the first 2 legal deliveries. So this is a good start to the over. And I think Rohan should look at that as an option as well. Not trying to hit it too hard. Don't try to block too many deliveries. Trying to rotate the strike. And that puts pressure on the bowling unit as well when you're rotating the strike. And a loose delivery here and there can get you 4 runs. It keeps the scoreboard ticking. That's what it does.
Well, Rohan Mustafa is a fighter, isn't he? He's all the time up for the challenge. Yes, he's come at number 3, but definitely he will produce the result. He's faced some of the greats of the games. He's been so experienced. He's performed this. This is on his backyard.
And in the ILT as well. Oh, quick running between the wickets. Good running from Sagar Kalyan. It was his call. He called for it. And got there comfortably as well in the end. I think he's talking to the umpire that a part of the wicket has come out while he was trying to drag the wicket. And when I say drag the bat rather into the crease, and when I say part of the wicket next to the wicket that the game is being played on.
Yeah, just look at that now. This will... Yeah, look at that. That wicket is fully covered by the grass. Sagar just opened a little bit. Yeah, lovely groundsmen that they work really hard here at the ICC Cricket Academy. Over 1, over 2, they maintain these grounds beautifully.
Absolutely. World-class facilities here at the ICC Academy. And this is played towards the third once again. So another single. I like the way Sagar Kalyan is going about things right now. If he finds a loosener, he tries to look for that big shot. But he's playing the ball on its merit. And he's taken quite a few singles. And that is why you see the score, 20 of 17. This is exactly how Asif Khan was going about things in the first innings.
And also I think the message comes very direct and very easy from the captain who's standing next to you. So he's probably giving you the plan what you need to do.
The last ball of the over. And possibly the last ball of the spell as well for Bilal. Flicked away. Not to perfection again, but it'll still be a single. That concludes the first 5 overs. And that means there's going to be a change in the com box. After 5, it's 38 for 1 now for the Thunderbolts. And for some Thunderbolt comments, up next, it's going to be Rashid Mohammed and Ahmed Khwaja.
Thank you very much, Faizan and Abid. So a balanced start here for the Thunderbolts, losing the early wicket of Hassan Isa Khail, but Sagar Kalyan applying himself, 20 off 17. Rohan Mustafa early in the piece. Phenomenal performer he's been for the UAE national team for many, many years. More than 1,000 runs in T20s for the UAE, 450s. And he has been retained by the Desert Vipers. And another man who will be looking to make a big impression is this man, Hafiz Almas Ayub. Excellent bowling all-rounder.
Absolutely. And I think it's up to them to make sure they keep that pressure up. 38 runs in just 5 overs. And for Thunderbolts, I think it's going to be, the onus will be on Rohan Mustafa to bring that performance which was identical to how Asif Khan played in the first innings.
Nicely played towards the point region. The feet are moving nicely here for Rohan Mustafa. Just getting back into the swing of things after the World Cup qualifiers. And what a performer he's been over the years. A decade plus international career. One of the best that's ever represented the UAE.
Oh, absolutely. He's been with the team for such a long time. He's got all the experience in the world, and this is where he needs to bring it in and play a similar innings, like I mentioned earlier as well. Like Asif Khan, we've seen in every team there's an impact player. There's that experienced player. There's Usman Khan in one of the teams. There's Mohammad Wasim, Rohan Mustafa, Asif Khan. So these are the players that need to bring that experience and take the team along with them.
Oh, absolutely. A lot depends on their performance. Nicely bowled. Hint of away movement. Quick single taken towards point. Sagar Kalyan, he's a big unit, gets through those 22 yards very quickly. Very stylish, elegant player when he's in full flow.
Absolutely. He's one of those players who plays through the offside so nicely, so pleasing to the eye. And look at that. With Rohan Mustafa out there, he'll have to be just a little bit careful because he's a little more quicker than Sagar Kalyan. So you can't expect him to match him.
Yeah, have to be very precise in your calling. It's been a pretty solid reply in the run chase from the Thunderbolts. They're looking on course, but plenty to unfold in the next 14 overs or so. Not a big target. Steps out and hammers it through the covers. Rohan Mustafa on the move. And touch and go. Fielders after it. They will rein it in. And they're pushing for 3 on the throw. Well, that's what Rohan Mustafa will always do. Run hard between the 22 yards.
That's excellent running between the wickets. This is one extra run for them. And this is how you need to plan your chase. You need to make sure that you go for every run. That will be important. Towards the end of the innings, even if you have a 20-odd runs in the last over and you've picked up these singles here and there, I think that will bring down that equation. And that is where it helps you towards the end of the innings.
Good intent from Sagar as well. He always wanted to take 3. 21 of 18. He's gotten himself set. Now he needs to make it count. And he's especially devastating against the finger spinners, isn't he, Rashid?
Oh, absolutely. Left-arm spinners is what he likes because the ball turning away from him and he favors that extra cover region. Plays it so well. And for that, I think he needs to make sure that he stays in there till the spinners come in.
Oh, absolutely. And he will really take them to task. Nicely bowled by Hafiz Almas. He's bowling a very good channel here. Just getting that hint of movement in the air as well. Very skillful bowler.
Absolutely. And this is where I think Rohan Mustafa played him really well. Came down the wicket, put pressure on the bowler. And these are bowlers who are trying to prove a point. When you put pressure on them, they'll try to do something out of the box and try to do something out of the ordinary, which is where they can really err in their line and length. And you can take full advantage of that, especially because this is the last 2 deliveries of the power play. And remember that 1 point, that will be very vital.
Pulled away off the front foot. That's gone like a rocket to the mid-wicket fence. Sagar Kalyan at his elegant best.
Short delivery from Hafiz Almas. He doesn't have all that pace to bowl that kind of a delivery. And Sagar Kalyan, well, his eyes lit up as soon as he saw that length. And look at that. Plays it through the line and make sure that he played it along the carpet. Good looking shot for a boundary.
Yeah, no need to run for that one when you can hit the ball so cleanly. 25 of 20. He's playing a good knock here. He will be another hot candidate for that selection in the ILT20 UAE player draft. He needs to make this very, very big opportunity count. Final delivery of the mandatory power play. Pulled again. Mid-on is in the ring. And he'll just watch it crawl towards that mid-wicket fence, touch and go. And it goes for 4 to raise the 50.
Well, another good shot. This time he didn't try to keep it along the carpet, played it over the fielders for another boundary. End of the power play and end of over number 6. 51 for the loss of 1.
Well, it's a strong start to the run chase here. 50 raised in the power play itself, and still have the likes of Dawood Ijaz, Shahbaz Ali, Rambo, Ramiz Shahzad, Ansh Tandon. So they certainly bat deep here, the Thunderbolts.
And they've got that finisher as well, Umair Ali Khan. He comes in at number 6, number 7. And even if you have like 15 or 14 runs in over required, he's got that ability to chase that down.
So the platform has certainly been established here. They didn't bowl that badly, the Braves, in the power play, but that one expensive over from Almas has changed the equation, and immediately left arm spin being introduced into the piece.
Yeah, Haider Ali coming in. He's also another very, very good left arm spinner, one of the best in the domestic circuit. He's just risen to the ranks in the recent past.
Yeah, has a very rhythmical action, very easy on the eye, consistent, has a deceptive arm ball, and he's a very combative character. He has the mindset of a fast bowler in his spin.
You said that right. He definitely challenges you. Being a spinner, he's always in your ear. And a lot of chirp you'll see when he's around.
Let's see how he goes about it. Then field is spread. Mustafa always busy at the crease. He will never let a delivery go and be a dot ball. He'll react to it somehow.
Yeah, that's what you need in a run chase. You need somebody like Rohan Mustafa to be there to keep rotating strike. He'll keep feeding strike to Sagar Kalyan and the rest of the batters who come and play around him, because he knows that they can get that boundary in. He needs to stay till the end. If he's there till the end, I can tell you that Thunderbolts will have a very good chance of chasing this down.
And he certainly needs to make this innings count. 29 of 21. Looking pretty good at the crease. Arm delivery, nicely bowled there by Haider. And there you can see, already in the ears of Rohan Mustafa.
Well, both of these characters are very aggressive in the field. So it'll be a good matchup between these two. And him being the left armer and Rohan Mustafa, left-handed batter. So that's another matchup.
Some of these spinners are a bit crazy, to say the least. Slightly short and can only pick up a single. Perhaps should have done more with that delivery. But we're seeing a lot of wear and tear on this pitch now. Quite obvious there, Rashid.
Oh yeah, and I think since this second innings has started, in the last few overs, I can just feel that the ball is coming onto the bat slightly better than it was in the first innings. So that probably that dew or the humidity is helping the batters to get that ball on the bat.
It will be interesting to see the later game this evening, how the pitch and the ground conditions would react to that. Meanwhile, they're just content to push the ones and twos, and that's the right approach. Just keep building the innings along. You've already gotten ahead of the required run rate.
Oh, absolutely. That is what is required, and that is where all that experience and the temperament comes in. And both of these batters, I can tell you, they're very good with that. They're very experienced, and they've been in these kind of situations a number of times.
Steady over so far from Haider Ali. Oh, that struck in front. Big appeal, and it's been given. And Haider Ali is jumping in the air for joy. That's a big blow to the Thunderbolts.
Oh, yeah, that was a very, very good delivery. The umpire, Razik Khan, taking his time. At the last minute, I think, just raised his finger. And I think it was a very good decision coming in. The ball was aligned with the stumps, getting hit on his back foot, I think. And that would have crashed onto the leg stump.
Yeah, he took his time to give the decision. And that's a major blow to the Thunderbolts. Sagar was playing so well. 30 off 24, 54 for 2. So important blow struck here by Haider Ali. Just took 5 deliveries to pick up his first wicket of the night. Ramesh Shehzad, experienced and stylish UAE batter coming to the fore. Tell us more about him, Rashid.
Yeah, he's very, very experienced. One of the best batters in the domestic circuit. Has been out of the domestic circuit for quite a while, but he's got all that experience and that class to make sure that he makes an impact in this game. And talking about impact, what an impact Haider Ali has made in his very first over, picking up a big fish. Sagar Kalyan.
This time cut away, misfielded. Short point, Asif Khan. Well, he'll have to scurry after it. That one just zipped in off the surface. Very nicely played by Ramesh to get off the mark. And he'll get a couple to get him going. Good over from Haider Ali, only 5 off it. 56 for 2. Beautiful setting here at the ICC Academy. The hustle and bustle of the evening coming to an end. Settling in for some cricket here. Target of 166. Hafiz Almas. Well, I'm surprised he's being persisted with here. Expensive first over, but now he has that protection on the leg side after the power play.
Oh yeah, he was bowling those shorter good length deliveries, and I think now it will be in favour of the bowler because with the field set, as you mentioned.
Pulled away by Rohan, backward of square, and has that gone for 6? Very touch and go, but a fabulous shot by Mustafa.
Wow, that was a wonderful shot. Not a good delivery to start with, but still had to be put away. The placement was the key there, and Rohan Mustafa just placing it behind square quite nicely. I think just bounce in front of the rope there, so it'll be a boundary in my opinion, but we'll leave it to the experts. Asif Iqbal, the umpire on your screen, he'll probably check with the with the third umpire.
Yeah, you can't be bowling back of a length on the legs of Rohan Mustafa. He's looking for that shot and just swiveled on it and hit it aerial. He wanted it to go for 6 and it almost did to the short boundary there. So just getting confirmation. Not a good start to the over for Hafiz Almas. And well, let's zoom in here. How close is it? Oh, just inside, just inside. Nicely called by Mohammad Rashid.
Well, I thought just inside that boundary rope. As you mentioned, wanted to hit it for a 6, and rightly so. It was a bad delivery, had to be put away. So Hafiz Almas should consider himself very lucky. Hasn't gone all the way for a maximum. But now I think the ball is just skidding on. It's not just stopping like it did in the first innings.
It certainly is coming on to the bat quite nicely. And this is perhaps the best part of the evening to bat here, just before the dew arriving here at 7 p.m. Dew arrives around 8:39 p.m. This time a better delivery outside off. Of course, it is that left-hand, right-hand combination now. So Hafiz will have to adjust.
Yeah, certainly. And Ramesh Shehzad needs to adjust as well. He's just seen a wicket fall down. Sagar Kalyan was looking very, very good. And now these two, the most experienced players for the Thunderbolts, they need to make sure that they stitch a partnership. Let's have a look at that shot once again. It was down the leg side and easy pickings for Rohan Mustafa.
Beautiful swivel there. In complete control, as he usually is. So Hafiz, none for 18 in just 8 legal deliveries. But if he can pick up the wicket of Ramesh Shehzad here, then that will really set the cat among the pigeons, so to speak.
Yeah, normally Hafiz is a little more confident in his bowling, but today I think he just seems to be a little wayward with his lengths. He's not trying to pitch it up to the batters. And that was a good delivery to Ramesh, who hasn't played a good shot. That was across the line, not the ideal choice against Hafiz Almas and against the conditions in which he's come out to bat. This wicket still needs you to spend some time out there, and then you can go across the line or play your shots.
Yeah, that shows a batter perhaps a bit rusty, not in full match sharpness. Needs to apply himself here, play straight. There are big gaps out there to exploit. Just get yourself set, and then you can look to counter punch later. Attempted Yorker, nicely played. That's much more orthodox, much more like it.
Yeah, that's what he needs to do. He needs to make sure that he takes his time. They've, like you mentioned, they're ahead of their required run rate, so they can afford to just take a little bit of time. And Ramesh Shahzad, he should be in no hurry. Both of these players are busy players in the middle. Once they get settled down, they can be as devastating as Asif Khan was in the first innings.
And it's very important that Rohan Mustafa stay out there with Haider Ali to bowl his 3 overs, maybe even 4 overs, because that matchup suits the left-hand batter. That will allow Ramesh to take his time. Oh, look at that hint of away movement. That's a beautiful delivery, but once again, Ramesh Shahzad with a loose shot.
That wasn't required there. It's not required for him to do that. Rohan Mustafa probably needs to go down and have a word with him. That was a very, very good delivery. Just seaming away at the last minute. And look at that. Beating Ramesh Shahzad completely on that occasion.
Just looking a bit too casual at the crease right now, Ramesh. Needs to switch on. Very experienced, like you mentioned. Has an ODI International 100 against the West Indies for UAE. So that just shows what kind of caliber of a batter he is. But every innings is a new one. Every inning starts with 0. So he needs to apply himself here.
Oh, absolutely. Get himself in. Meanwhile, that's a wayward delivery down the leg side. Hafiz Almas appreciating the effort behind the stumps, and rightly so. Hamdan had a lot of ground to cover, and he's done really well there.
Yeah, he had a quiet day with the bat, but super active with the gloves. Perhaps a bit of a Bollywood dive there. Wasn't quite required, but why not? Keeps us entertained.
It's not always easy down the leg side. You have that blind spot right behind the batter. And this is where sometimes the keepers just don't realize if a dive is required or not. Just to be safe, he did put in that dive.
Final delivery of the 8th. And extra bounce once again. Good over here from Hafiz Almas. A good comeback. 62 for 2. Delicately poised, this match number 3 of the ILT20 Development Tournament. 2 power pack sides going at it. Asif Khan with a sensational knock, 87 not out, propelling the Braves to 165. Now the Thunderbolts in the run chase. Beautiful bowling here from Haider Ali. He's getting that grip and some extra bounce.
Oh, yeah, and he's bowling the right channel to Rohan Mustafa. Not too full, not too short, just that uncertainty there. At the moment, they require 104 runs in 71 deliveries. Not a difficult task, but I think they need wickets in hand.
Hint of extra bounce again. Uncomfortable areas for Rohan. He loves that slog sweep towards square leg mid wicket, but the length that Haider Ali is bowling is absolutely immaculate.
Oh, yeah, and he's bowling to the longer part of the ground, so Rohan Mustafa will have to be very careful. He can't afford to bring in that sweep out. He'll just have to play this out, take that single, get off strike, and keep rotating strike.
Really good bowling this from Haider Ali. Keeping it tight. Excellent areas. Very rhythmical bowler. Lovely to watch when he's in full flow.
Oh, certainly. Very pleasing to the eye, like you mentioned earlier as well. And this is what we like about him. He's very consistent with his line length. He knows where to bowl. And he has that control to make sure that he bowls according to his field setup.
63 for 2. They've hit a bit of a break on the scoring here. The Braves. I'd like to see a slip in place for Ramesh Shahzad. Maybe a catching short mid-wicket for that clip in the air. Just to put a hint of pressure on him, because he is looking a bit listless at the crease, I would say. 2 of 5. But he hasn't played the right strokes.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. He hasn't picked the right choice. He's gone across the line on a couple of occasions, and he's just played away from the line of the ball. Slip in place like you wanted, and straight away Rizwan CP was in business, and they pick up a quick single.
Yeah, that's not on. That will frustrate Haider Ali. You can see he's chirping away once again. CP Rizwan has wonderful hands, but you needed to do a lot better there. Gifting an easy single, letting Ramiz get away from strike.
I think this is where they need to really come in as a team, get that extra fielder in as well, and make sure you don't let him off strike.
Pushed into the covers, but it will remain a dot ball. An excellent over so far from Haider Ali. Something has got to give now, Rashid.
Well, I feel Thunderbolts just need to calm down. They can't afford to take that risk and lose another wicket here. Play it out, it's fine. You can just cover it up towards the end of the innings.
Cut away behind point. And Junaid Shamsu just about, pardon me, CP Rizwan just about cleans it up. So another tidy over, only 3 off it in the end. 65 for 2. Another 101 runs required in the next 11 overs. So the required is slowly but surely rising. Hafiz Almas, 3rd over on the trot. So Mohammad Usman, the captain, certainly has a lot of faith in him. Did get carted in the first over, but he's come back well since.
Well, I think this is where the Thunderbolts need to take advantage of Hafiz Almas. He hasn't been in his supreme best. Good running between the wickets. And this is what is required for them as well. I think they need to target a bowler, and Hafiz Almas can be that bowler who's given away some runs. He's not all that confident, but look at that running between the wickets. This is where I think they complement each other so well. If Rohan Mustafa is struggling, Ramiz Shahzad will make sure that he takes that quick single. Rohan Mustafa repays that faith in Ramiz Shahzad.
They've played many years together for the UAE. Good understanding between the pair. Ramiz Shahzad just surveying the leg side field. He does like that shot over square leg, mid wicket. And when he's in full flow, no ground is big enough for Rambo, as he's fondly known.
Yeah, probably he's going to take the charge now. They must have decided one of them has to go big. A good looking shot towards that region you were talking about, the onside. He's very strong there. Good timing as well. So that'll give him a bit of confidence.
Yeah, he's the kind of batter who only needs one well-timed shot to get into the groove. That was firmly driven. But the angles are nicely covered here. Mohammad Usman trying to build that dot ball pressure on this pair.
And this is very good captaincy by Mohammad Usman, bringing the left-arm spinner from the longer part on the onside, and then Hafiz Almas, who brings the ball into the right-hander, takes it away from the right-hander rather, giving him that longer part of the ground towards the offside.
Working hard in this spell. Slower delivery, edged. And there is a deep third in place, but, well, the head went towards square leg and the ball went towards deep third.
That was a very smart ball by Hafiz Almas. Just a slower delivery and bowling it away from the arc of Rohan Mustafa. He's a kind of player who generates a lot of power when he comes down the track. So you'll have to be very careful, bowl it away from him. Don't let him get settled under the ball.
Will be interesting to see whether they utilize the super bowler option here. The Braves, so far so good, have a galaxy of riches in terms of fast bowling. Abdul Ghaffar, Hazrat Bilal, and of course Hafiz Almas himself. So plenty that he can turn to, and Haider Ali as well, the way he's bowling. I would be thinking about giving him the 5th as well. Plenty of cards to shuffle from, or trying to cut that away. That was a hittable delivery and he's missed out.
Well, he was predetermined. Rohan and Ramiz Shahzad, well, they're trying to play a different sort of game here.
Most certainly. It's been a very tidy 5-over spell so far from the Braves. I think they've only conceded 1 boundary, if I'm not wrong. That was that pull from Rohan Mustafa towards deep square. Other than that, both bowlers have bowled well in tandem, especially Haider Ali. So they're pulling the game back here. Steps out of his crease towards that deep third again. And this time Hazrat Bilal does well. Keeps it to 1.
Yeah, that was a good shot. He tried to play that on the previous delivery as well, missed out, but on this occasion, just played it. He wanted to play it a little more squarer than that to get a boundary in. Like you said, the boundaries have evaded them for quite a while. And this is where I think Asif Khan did so well. He made sure that he got that odd boundary after 5 or 6 deliveries.
Oh, absolutely, and Mohammad Usman too, with that paddle sweep, was super effective. Even though overall his figures didn't look impressive, but he did pick up that odd boundary they always needed. So it's been a good fight back here in the next 5 from the Braves. Working hard. Good looking push. They'll only give them a single. So at the halfway mark, the Thunderbolts are 70 for 2 in the pursuit of 166. Time for drinks and a change in the comm box.
Back live, 10 overs gone, 70 for the loss of 2. That is the score right now. Rohan is going to be facing Haider Ali edged. He's surviving dangerously here, Rohan Mustafa. Nice bowling from Haider Ali. He's already picked up a wicket, hasn't given anything away. And since the time he's come out to bowl, things have looked very, very difficult here for the Thunderbolts. At the same stage, after 10 over mark, the Braves were 58 for the loss of 3. So they are still ahead in terms of wickets and in terms of runs as well. Well, joining me in the comm box right now is Abid Ibrahim. Welcome back.
Thank you very much, Faizan. It never seems that we have ever left. Haven't been a lot of casualties apart from one. Sagar Kalyan. Oh, chance of a run out. There was. Yeah, he was appealing, but before you appeal, you need to dislodge the bails, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, certainly. That's there in the rule book, I guess.
It's all in excitement, and the young blood is pumping. Hamdan Tahir didn't really contribute with the bat today, only 4 runs, but the way he started that first boundary of the innings was special.
Well, the only thing special in those 4 balls, mind you. This has been pulled away nicely. This was a rare poor ball coming in from Haider Ali and gets the treatment. So 4 runs, much required.
Yeah, it should be Rohan Mustafa facing more of a Haider Ali. Really half tracker there, easy picking for Rohan. He puts that one away, no chance for the fielder. Nicely done for 4 runs.
This is a good fight coming in from Thunderbolts. The way Braves made 165, I thought, the match was in their favour a little more. Because on this wicket, it's not going to be easy to score those kind of runs. But they've done well. They've paced the innings well as well. Rohan is not happy about the fact that he was turned down for a single there. Yeah, still arguing about his case. I think there was a single there though.
Yeah, I think if you have Mohammad Wasim at the other end, these 2 boys, they run hard between the wicket.
Played down the ground this time. Rohan doesn't have to hurry. He'll just walk towards the other end and take a single. 90 more runs required of 56 balls here.
Well, I think they've been slightly different in terms of chasing this one, because more of the runs of the Braves have come into the last phase of the innings. So the last 5 overs, that's where they cashed in. They tried to attack, especially that knock off Junaid Shamsuddin, who scored 30 of 10. That made a difference here. A lot of difference were made between that last couple of overs, especially the last over, going for 27 runs. Meanwhile, it's the end of the over. 11 gone, 77 for 2.
New start to the over here. And Rohan again trying to take a single quickly and was sent back again. There's a lot of argument going about taking singles between these two. So Rami is not very excited about running hard and fast between the wickets. And Rohan always looking for that single. Look at that once again. He was all set for a single. Rami Shehzad said no very sharply and very strongly.
Yeah, you need to be brave enough to say no to your captain, especially when it's Rohan Mustafa. He's lightning quick between the wickets.
Hazrat Bilal has bowled decently well in this innings. Down the ground. Powerfully hit. And found the gap as well. This is a welcome boundary coming in for Rohan Mustafa.
Well, what I reckon, it's out of frustration because those singles were not being taken. So Rohan need to take things on his hand. And now he's happy. Seeing the result, he got to 4 runs. Look at that. Clears the front leg nicely. And tries to hit as straight as he can.
Not a great ball as well from Hazrat Bilal. It was in the slot. It was there to be hit. But well hit in the end. This is going to be a cliffhanger here. I think it's going to go down the wire if they cannot pick up wickets. The Braves. 81 for 2 already. And again, edged. This time it's going into the gap again. Back-to-back boundaries. Welcome fours.
Well, Rohan Mustafa might not trouble you as much as you expect, but these boundaries will do. You need to keep an eye on Ramiz, or you need to keep taking wickets. Otherwise, These sorts of boundaries will hurt you. Rohan Mustafa is just opening his arms, now scoring runs and dealing in boundaries.
Yeah, his strike rate is decent as well, 31 of 27. Came out at number 3, took the responsibility, playing a very important knock. And we've seen this is not a wicket where you can hit boundaries easily. So it'll take some doing. It'll test your patience, your character, your temperament as well. Down the leg side, or poor delivery. And a good take behind the wickets from Hamdan.
Yeah, Rohan Mustafa is frustrated knowing that that was a real loosener. He could catch that delivery into 4 or a 6 at least. Because he shuffled across, couldn't get any part of wood on it. Yeah, I knew it. That was it.
I'll always take an extra rather than trying to hit it for a boundary.
But as
Extras are good. They're bonus.
But as a batsman, Faizan, you want something to come and get you boundary there. You like to get boundaries, keep going, especially when you got 2 out of 2 boundaries in previous couple of deliveries. And you would like to go for the third as well.
It's like your salary plus your bonus, the extra. So I would love my salary, but I will also love the bonus.
I hope the producer is listening to us. Well, Thunderbolts versus Braves, the third game. Both the sides are equally balanced. We saw the first inning where in a difficult wicket, there was runs scored. This 166 is equal to 200 because of the wicket. It will take some courage. It will take some doings to chase this one down.
Absolutely. It'll still take a lot of doing from these two and the remaining batting to come. 80 to get a 50 balls on this wicket is never going to be easy. It's just a matter of a couple of wickets here for the Braves. And I think the shoulders are down because of this partnership that is developing here. Thunderbolts are looking good. They're looking positive as well, especially in this over. They've gotten the runs, although I think Bilal was brought into the action to get that wicket that is most required for the Braves. Pulled away, nicely done, into the gap. Third boundary of the over. Rohan Mustafa is turning it off. Turning it on, rather.
Well, this is poor bowling. This is really nothing delivery there. Rohan Mustafa missed on the first occasion, but not on the second one. It's quite easy for him to pick up anything pitched behind the legs. Easy picking, just putting it down and giving it a direction for 4 runs. The problem for Braves is not Rohan Mustafa. Yes, you need to get him out, but Ramesh Shehzad is your ticking time bomb.
Well, yeah, brilliant batter, Ramesh Shehzad. Hasn't gotten going as of now. So if Rohan can provide a platform, Ramesh can make up for all the lost deliveries. And horizontal bat shot to end the over here. Straight down the ground. Only a single this time around. That concludes the over. A very good one. 3 fours and a wide from it. So 13 coming off the over. It's 91 for the loss of 2 after 12. Rais Ahmed, surprise, surprise, coming into bowl for the very first time in this game. He bowls his part-time leg spinners, but doesn't bowl more often than not. They need a wicket, and desperation is showing for the Braves here. First ball, leading edge, straight to CP for a single.
Yeah, and that also reminds me Rizwan CP can bowl as well. You need the services of the leggy and especially when it's a left-hander batting there, Rohan Mustafa. And also we know that Rizwan can get that big googly. So can be into play. We saw the first delivery from Raiz Ahmed was a googly.
Yeah, certainly. Required run rate 9.45. It's not easy on this wicket for any batter. Although, as our fellow commentators were saying, that seemingly it has eased down just a little bit, this wicket, compared to the first innings.
Yeah, we've seen that yesterday happening as well. The first game 114 only, and the second game was 151. So it's quite evident under the lights this wicket behaves slightly different.
Yeah, true that. Good start to the over for Raiz. Only a single of the first three balls. And again, trying to heave that one away. The bounce did him. And only a single.
Yeah, this wicket will keep on changing its paces. Today even we notice a little bit of a low bounce as well. So yeah, you can't be predicting this wicket, how it will turn out to be.
Absolutely. It would be interesting to see how the wicket behaves in the next match. Oh, I think that was edged. Was it? We'll have to take a look at that again. With Rohan's body language, I don't think it was. But this is turning out to be a great over. Look at that. Oh, very close to the edge.
Yeah, but again, going away from the left-hander. And now this is easy picking. This is easy picking. You just can't be bowling around the pads. You made that and gave it easy boundary to Rohan Mustafa. He'll get settled. That was the only thing lacking in the over. A boundary, he gets it into the end.
Yeah, 7 of the over eventually, and that concludes the 13th. It's 97 for the loss of 2 after 13. It's going to be Junaid Shamsuddin coming into bowl here now. Desperately looking for a wicket, the Braves. They're lagging behind in this game just a little bit. Because with wickets in hand, they can get 10 runs and over. Oh, nicely bowled. What a start. Some banana swing there. Coming in with the arm and leaving the batter just at the last moment. Beautiful ball.
Definitely. They bring the all-rounder Junaid Shamsu. Look at that delivery. That is what we've been talking about. This wicket, all day we can talk about it. Oh, this is up and over. Beats the man. And I fielder couldn't do anything. The third was up. He got sliced on it and got 4 runs.
Yeah, lucky 4. Very lucky 4. He wanted to play it through the covers rather than behind point. But however they come, what's important is they're coming and adding to the total. Easing this chase for the Thunderbolts. It's 100 up with that boundary. 101 for the loss of 2. What a spirit chase this has been for the Thunderbolts. We thought 165. Maybe a little too much with that hitting coming in from both ends in the last few overs of the first innings. But now things are looking pretty decent for the Thunderbolts, and they still have a lot of batting to come. This is down the ground, up in the air, straight to long off. Only a single this time around. Rohan Mustafa out of nowhere has gone to 41 of 33 deliveries, and Ramiz is now looking to press the pedal as well. 12 of 17.
Yeah, until now, Rohan Mustafa was doing the heavy lifting. He was finding the boundaries here and there. He was so good at picking up gaps, especially that shot he played straight down the ground. That was a special delivery. Now the fielder coming in from a square of the wicket. Ghaffar.
Good ball. Nice ball. Looking at the umpire, waiting for the signal, which was never there. It was a decent delivery. That's one problem with Rohan Mustafa, because he clears his front leg so much that sometimes he gets too away from the ball outside the off stump. And that was the case on this delivery as well. Good thinking from Shamsu.
But the good part, Rohan goes for all his shot. He doesn't let the bat hang around.
Well, this time it's a wide called by the umpire. Rightly so as well. It was a poor delivery, mind you. It was a full toss also. Decent over this from Junaid Shamsu. You can't give those easy runs away. You can't give those wides away.
Yeah, all the time he's trying just to keep it away from his arc.
And again, through the covers, they would be running hard. Rohan Mustafa. But Ramesh Shehzad doesn't like to run much. So it's going to be only a single this time around again. A decent over for, in fact, that's two. That's good running between the wickets here. So that's two for Rohan Mustafa. Takes the total to 105. 8 runs of the over in the first 5 balls.
Yeah, as I said, he's a fighter there. Oh, what a catch. What a take that is. Goodness me, Hamdan Tahir, beautiful take that is.
Yeah, he plugged it literally out of thin air. I thought it was beyond him, and then it was in his glove. What a catch. What a Superman effort coming in from the keeper, Hamdan Tahir. Rohan Mustafa, who was looking good, departs now of 43 of 36 deliveries. He's gone on the last ball of the 14th over. 14 gone, 105 for 3. Heather Ali to continue here. He's bowled really well. Dancing down the wicket on this next one, Ramiz. And only a single. Ansh Tandon is coming out to bat. He's the new batter. Dashing cricketer. Look at that wicket again. Outside the off stump, top edge, right-handed pickup. Well, that was a brilliant take. He didn't go left-handed here, Hamdan Tahir, and that was a little strange for me, but what is important is he caught it, and caught it brilliantly to add 105 for the loss of 3 after 14. 61 before this over were required of the remainder 6 overs, 61 runs. That's around 10 runs an over. Gettable, but with wickets falling, it will become very difficult for the batting unit.
I think they did well by picking up Rohan Mustafa, who's troubling the bowlers. And they have done well. Now they need to put the pressure on. Just don't let the batters settle. What I think, bring your best bowler and get them out.
Absolutely. One of the best bowlers bowling right now. Heather Ali has bowled really well. Picked up the first wicket as well. In his very first over, I think. 13 of 18. Ramiz under a little bit of a pressure here. And this is up in the air. Somebody needs to get underneath it. Somebody does. Rais Ahmed it is. And takes a comfortable catch. This is a huge wicket. And this is going to change the complexion of the game now.
Well, that's very difficult catch. In fact, that's very difficult under the lights. You need to judge it really well. Ramesh went a little too far from the ball. Still tried to clear that fence. Will not be able to clear that man. The big man takes that catch. And it's a big wicket, huge wicket in the context of the game. Ramesh Shehzad takes the walk out. 13 of 19 deliveries. 107 for 4.
Dawood Ejaz coming into bat. And things have been pulled back slightly by the Braves. Two very good wickets here. Two set batters walking back. Two new batters on this wicket. Trying to chase 10 runs and over. It's not going to be easy for them. As a single has been taken, he's off the mark, Dawood, on the very first ball.
Yeah, the challenge is that they need to pick up boundary every over, at least a boundary here. In this over so far, they haven't picked up a boundary. Rather, lost a wicket as well. That to a big one, Ramesh Shehzad. Departing after playing 19 deliveries.
Yeah, not a very good knock from Ramesh Shehzad. This has been swatted away. Only a single to end the over. Very good over. Heather completes his spell and he might come back and bowl another over. He might be the super bowler because he's bowled really well. 4 overs, 19 runs, picking up 2 wickets. That's the end of 15. It's going to be a change in the com box. Rashid Mohammed is going to be joined by Ahmed Khwaja.
Thank you very much, Faizan and Abid. 57 of 30, that is the analysis remaining for the Thunderbolts. Two new batters at the crease still have the likes of Umar Ali Khan, Shahbaz Ali as well in there, Rashid. So they certainly are in with a shout.
Oh yeah, with 5 overs to go, this is where things changed for the Braves as well. Asif Khan was let loose and he made sure that he got to a big total. They've taken the power play right at the same time as the Braves did in the first innings, so this can be a game-changing 2 overs.
It has been entrusted to Abdul Ghaffar, seems to be the one warming up, so I reckon it's going to be him, yes. So the third man is up, the fine leg is up. He's taken a long on and a deep square leg to the left-hander for Ansh Tandon. So if he's willing to play the short ball, good luck to you.
And I think this is probably, the statistics show that it is going to go against the batting side. 2 new men out there, you take a power play, this wicket is playing a little difficult for the batters to come in straight away and hit those shots.
Here we go then. Floating power play in progress. And he's clipped it in the air towards fine leg. Over the fielder, in fact, over everything for 6. What a shot, Ansh Tandon.
Yeah, that's a wonderful start to the over. It was a slower delivery. I think he didn't pick it up, but just went through with the shot and got a good connection on that one. That's an excellent start to the power play.
Well, this lad has always had the gift of timing. Look at that. Just a flick of the wrist like you mentioned, and it's flown out of the park. So that's just the start the Thunderbolts needed in the power play.
Yeah, 57 of 30. It's pretty doable, but you need intent here and you need to make sure you find gaps.
Recently capped by the UAE is Ansh Tandon. Very fine left-hand batter. Just perhaps struggling to define his role in the team. This is pitched up and firmly driven, but easy single there. Mohammad Usman was on his heels there. So just talking about Ansh Tandon, how do we utilize him to maximum effect in T20?
Well, I think he needs to come in at number 3. He needs to take his time. He's the kind of player who, like you mentioned, has got brilliant timing behind him. So he would probably be the one who anchors the inning towards till the end. And then when he gets settled down, I think that's where his full potential will come and benefit the team he's playing for. At the moment, he's coming in as a finisher, and I think it's slightly difficult for a batter like Ansh Tandon, who's very good, but he just needs a little bit more time in the middle.
Absolutely, I think you've summarized it very well. He needs to be given maximum opportunity to build an innings, and when he's set, he can just hit those boundaries at will. 50 needed of 28. Dawood Ijaz on strike. Oh, bottom edge, gone through the keeper. Those are difficult to take, but no serious damage done. Only one added to the score.
Yeah, good effort by Hamdan Tahir behind the stumps, making sure he gets some part of his hand to that and doesn't allow it to go all the way for a boundary. That could have been easy 4 runs. Bottom edges, like you said, are very difficult to field, especially for the wicket keepers, that odd bounce as well.
49 needed of 27. We're seeing a thriller in progress here at the ICC Academy. The ILT20 Development Tournament is hotting up nicely on day 2. Of course, we have yet another game coming up at 8:30 p.m. local time in about 45 minutes. It's going to be the Pearls taking on the Marvels. Should be a fascinating affair. Edged, and the third man is up. That will scurry away for 4.
Well, Ansh Tandon wouldn't mind those. That was a well-directed shot, I would say. Didn't plan to hit it there, but the intent was there. He made room for himself, tried to play it through the offside, got a very thick edge, but those are 4 very important runs, and this is where I think somebody needs to raise their hand, just like Junaid Shamsu did in the first innings. Got 31 of 10 deliveries. Ansh Tandon can be that man who can produce that kind of an innings and bring that impetus into this innings to chase down those 166 runs.
Just missed his length there, Ghaffar. Unlucky. But anything that is not completely in the block hold will travel. So playing a mini blinder here. Ansh Tandon 13 off 6. On strike again. And this has been chipped over the point fielder. And that is going to run away for 4 as well.
Well, that is the kind of shot he wanted to play on the previous delivery as well. But this time, he made sure that he waited for the delivery and played it right under his eyes. That was a wonderful shot. Didn't try to keep it along the carpet. Played it over that fielder's head and got 4 very important runs. This is turning out to be a brilliant, brilliant innings from young Ansh Tandon. And what a way to get the start of the power play over.
Well, you've taken the protection deep on the leg side, but you haven't bowled full or straight or back over length or wicket to wicket. So Ansh has calculated it very nicely, and he's taken plenty of runs off this over. 6 and a couple of 4s. Abdul Ghaffar under pressure, gone for 16. And he takes it towards mid-wicket. Has it got the legs? Oh, yes, it does. Maximum.
Oh, what a wonderful shot by Ansh Tandon. Fetched that from outside off stump and placed it perfectly. Look at the timing of that one. Didn't use any power whatsoever. That's a wonderful shot, and I can tell you, this has been a game-changing over for the Thunderbolts. What a way to start that first power play over. 131 for the loss of 4 after 16.
Well, what a stunning effort that was in the floating power play from Ansh Tandon. 22 runs taken off it. And now this match is swinging towards the men in green. 23 off 8. Fabulous striking, and none of the shots was played in anger.
Yeah, that was wonderfully timed. And you keep on saying that till the time you have Ansh Tandon out there. He'll keep timing the deliveries and he'll keep playing those kind of shots. What a wonderful turnaround this has been. Normally, as I said earlier, he likes to take his time, but I think he's worked on those big hitting. And he certainly proved to be a game-changing knock so far. 23 of just 8 deliveries. What a special knock this has been from the young man. And now I think he needs to make sure that he takes that responsibility on his shoulders and finish the game. And that is where this will count. 35 of 24. Not a difficult task with 6 wickets in hand and 2. Well, Ansh Tandon, Dawood still young out there. But I think both these players can run really quick between the wickets.
So Hafiz Almas has been entrusted with the second floating power play over. Mid-off is up, mid-on is up. So he's taken protection towards deep cover. And where is the other one? That's the one I'm trying to figure out. Maybe a deep third in place. So leg side, you have runs on offer. Dawood Ijaz, if you can take them. And he's pulled it towards mid-wicket. fielder just over his head. Nasir Faraz hightailing after it. And there could be a run out here. Yes, confusion. And that's disaster for Thunderbolts.
Oh, they didn't need that. They didn't require that at this moment of time. Both of these batters were looking very good. We'll have to see who the culprit is. It's Dawood Ijaz who's walking back, but well, who's calling for that second?
Yeah, I think he was turned back by Ansh Tandon there. Let's take a look. Ball got big on him, couldn't execute the pull. But two were certainly on there. And Nasir Faraz kept his cool. Both batters stranded at one end. And unfortunately, it has to be Dawood Ijaz who has to head back to the dugout. 132 for 5. So further pressure builds on Ansh Tandon here. He's run out his partner. Miscommunication. A bit of relief for the Braves. But they need to see the back of Ansh Tandon. Hafiz Almas steaming in. Slow delivery. That's beautifully bowled. New batter in alongside him is the dynamic all-rounder Umair Ali Khan.
A perfect scenario for him, isn't it? He likes to come at this situation where you require 34 or 22, you require 7-8 runs and over, and he backs himself to chase those down. With Ansh Tandon playing so well, I think both of these batters need to make sure that they get this target down. And I think if both of them play sensibly, they can get it even in the ninth before the 20th over.
It certainly feels like game in hand. So the Braves will need to make something happen here. And that something is called wickets. 4 deliveries remaining for Hafiz Almas in this floating power play. Oh, beautifully bowled. That barely got above the pitch. That was what you call a genuine slower delivery.
That's a wonderful delivery outside off stump. And he's realized that Ansh Tandon is very strong through the onside. I think he just needs to play a little more sensibly. If he's not getting those boundaries in, remember he's got a very able partner, Umair Ali Khan, at the other end. Get that single in, keep rotating strike. You can't let that difference between the number of runs and the balls increase.
Yeah, I think he's in that power hitting mode, so premeditating his shots, and that's exactly what Umair is telling him, to watch the ball, play it to the right areas, and you will be rewarded. Of course, only 2 fielders outside the 30-yard ring. It's been a good over from Hafiz so far. Oh, got big on him, edged, but straight to short third. Well, once again, the pendulum of this match is swinging towards the men in yellow here, Rashid.
Yeah, 3 dot balls, a wicket on the very first delivery. That's what happens. Wickets can slow down the scoring of run. And that is what has happened in this over. Very good comeback by Hafiz Almas. I thought wasn't a very good choice considering the number of runs he's given away. But what a repayment of faith this is in the captain by Hafiz Almas.
Ghaffar went for 22 and he's only gone for 1. So overall, in the overall context of things, if you only concede about 12.5 runs in the power play, it's not too bad at all. Final 2 deliveries. Once again, bowled into the pitch. Can only swivel on it for a single towards mid-wicket. This has been an outstanding over from Hafiz Almas.
It's been fabulous. Especially because momentum was towards the Thunderbolts with that previous over going for 22 runs. You'd probably expect another 10, 12 to come in this over, but this has been a brilliant over. And like you were saying, that pendulum has certainly shifted. The balance is right there now.
Umair Ali Khan, new to the crease, but not new to this situation at all. He's a big striker of the ball, likes to go after the bowling. 33 of 19. Hafiz Almas needs to bowl one more good delivery here. And I think this match is anybody's game. Can he deliver? Or will Umair Ali Khan deliver a serious punch?
Well,
Exciting stuff here.
I expect that slower delivery. That's what I would bowl to Umair Ali Khan, deceiving with that. He's got a brilliant slower delivery and he's done that previously as well.
Well, this time trying to cut it away behind point, but it is a dot ball. 33 needed of 18 for the Thunderbolts. Well, plenty of permutations, plenty of calculations being made right now by the Braves. 3 overs remaining. Who would you turn to, Mohammad Rashid?
It looks like it's going to be Junaid Shamsu to bowl one of those overs. And we're having this discussion in the com box as well. We were trying to calculate as well. Ahmed Khwaja thinks Heather Ali should probably come in and bowl. But I don't know, spinner going for the last overs.
Maybe the last over at best you could give to Haider Ali, but you're right. In this situation, certainly have to go with the seamers right now. So Junaid Shamsu trying to set his field long on and mid-wicket in place. There is a deep third as well. So trying to protect 2 fielders on the offside and the leg side apiece. And he is experienced at bowling at the death. Decent bowler.
Yeah, probably he'll rely more on those slower deliveries. That's why he doesn't have a third in place. He's got a short third, a short fine leg, a square leg, and that square leg is inside the circle. And he's got a backward point as well. So all the fielders in front of the wicket now.
Here we go then. Pitched up and hammered towards long on. Ansh Tandon steps into that one and delivers it for 6.
Oh, can you believe it? What a shot that was. That was a wonderful shot. Was in the slot, yes. But Ansh Tandon, what a knock this has been. What a excellent effort. Look at that. From the middle of the bat, that excellent follow through. And that's gone all the way for a maximum.
Well, this is a new Ansh Tandon we're seeing here today. Look at that swing from the hip. And I'd like to go golfing with him someday. That was a clean swing. 30 off 13. What a knock.
Well, that's been a wonderful knock. 30 of 13, like you said. Wow. That has been one of the best knocks Anshan's played. And I think it's called for new balls, please.
Well, Ansh Tandon is a one-man army right now. 27 of 17 required for the Thunderbolts. 30 of 13. A magnificent cameo. So once again, that brilliant over from Hafiz Almas has been equalized with one blow from Ansh Tandon. Junaid Shamsuddin under pressure. Oh, good comeback. It was a length delivery outside off. He should have carved that away behind point.
I should have tried to play it behind that point region. And that's what he's shadow practicing right now. But that was a quicker delivery. He wasn't anticipating that quicker delivery to come in. Very clearly, he's very late on that shot.
Well, the plan seems to be don't bowl it in his arc. Outside off, slightly wider. But it is risky because he's very strong on that square cut. He's picked it up again. It's gone straight up. Is there anybody to take it? Nobody at all. In fact, it sails away over long leg for 6.
What a wonderful shot. Once again, he's owned that shot. He's made it his own. That's a wonderful shot behind square towards long leg. It's a very, very difficult shot to maneuver. But look at that. Places it perfectly for another maximum. The first one would have been a fluke, but this one certainly made sure that he played it towards that region.
He has picked that one up from outside off over his right shoulder, over long leg for 6. Incredible striking. Mr. 360 tonight. Ansh Tandon, 36 of 15. And he's taking the game away single-handedly from the Braves.
That was a fascinating shot. You don't see those kind of shots every day. And Ansh Tandon, well, he's played 2 in the same game, in the same innings.
Well, Junaid Shamsuddin, he looks bewildered. He looks shocked. Round the wicket now. Upish, but will drop in front of the extra. They will scurry for a single. But the heavy lifting in the over has been done by Ansh Tandon.
He's taken all the pressure off Umair Ali Khan, who was supposedly the man to do the finisher's job. But Ansh Tandon, well, what a knock this has been. This is a special, special knock from the youngster. He's got all the talent in the world. It was just about proving himself and coming out of the fray, and he's done that absolutely wonderfully well.
Well, his name will certainly be circled and underlined for drafting in the ILT20 UAE player draft for 2024. This has been an eye-catching innings from Ansh Tandon. Junaid Shamsu around the wicket to Umair Ali Khan. Interesting tactic being employed. And a slower delivery, it's gone straight up. Is there anybody to take a catch at mid-wicket? No, it's been put down. Rais Ahmed, that was a very lazy effort.
Yeah, poor cricket all around. The only good thing about that was that delivery from Junaid Shamsu deceived Umair Ali Khan. A casual effort from Rais Ahmed. And I think Umair Ali Khan needs to just settle down. That wasn't required there. They've got the runs. It's just about placing it in the gaps and running hard between the wickets. Get that odd boundary or feed strike to Ansh Tandon, who's looking $1 million here.
Final delivery inside edge, but straight to the fine leg in the ring. So once again, a productive over here for the Thunderbolts. 17 needed of the last 2 overs. Well, the super bowler rule has been activated here. We were speculating on it. And here we go, Rashid. They have rolled the dice. It's going to be Haider Ali.
Yeah, well, interesting choice here. We saw in the first innings, Rohan Mustafa going for a lot of runs when bowling that super bowl over. And he was bowling the last over of the innings. But now, Haider Ali, he'll be up against Umair Ali Khan and Ansh Tandon. But I think this is a good choice because Ansh Tandon likes pace on the deliveries. He's played some wonderful shots, but he's made sure that he plays in the gaps. But Haider Ali is a very, very difficult bowler to maneuver.
Here we go then. Penultimate over of the game. 17 to defend. Umair Ali Khan on strike. And he's just zipped it through. Takes a single towards the long on region. The matchup suits Ansh Tandon. But Haider Ali is a very, very intelligent bowler.
And Ansh Tandon needs to be very careful. If they can get somewhere around 8 or 9 runs in this over, they will be facing the last over towards the shorter part of the ground for Ansh Tandon. And I think he needs to make sure that he doesn't give his wicket away. Play it till the last. Take it as deep as possible.
150 has been raised for the Thunderbolts. It's been a pulsating affair. And I can only imagine how good the next game is going to be. Meanwhile, this one is yet to be decided. 16 off 11. Ansh Tandon eyeing that square leg region. Haider Ali moving in. He steps out and smacks it straight. Long off will be busy here. And he does well to keep it to 1. That's excellent work.
Yeah, very good fielding. Good intentful shot coming in from young Ansh Tandon as well. So 15 of 10. Now Umair Ali Khan has got the shorter part of the boundary towards the onside. He can probably try to go for that slog sweep.
Well, he needs to just put one out of the park. And that will settle the contest. Steps out and towards long on again. Only going to be 1. So far, it's been a brilliant over from Haider Ali.
Yeah, it's been a wonderful over. He's just made sure that he doesn't give that pace away. He's darted them in against Ansh Tandon, but bowled a little bit slower to Umair Ali Khan.
He's making sure his square leg is in the right place. Very important field set. Will Ansh go for that slog sweep, that lofted sweep in the air? 38 of 17. He's already played a blinder and a half. Steps out towards long off again. This is a fascinating chess match. Another single.
Yeah, this is very good bowling from Haider. We were skeptical about how a spinner will bowl at the death of the innings, but Haider Ali, well, he's proved himself to be a wonderful bowler. Just 4 singles in those first 4 deliveries. They need a boundary here now, the Thunderbolts.
Well, I'm going to ask you another question. You'll put you in the hot seat after this delivery here, Rashid. So be prepared, as is Umair Ali Khan. 5 of 5. Oh, that's going to be a wide. Extras added to the column. Frustration for Haider. Well, who bowls the final over, Mohammad Rashid?
Well, that's a tough one. That's a very, very tough question.
Maybe Hazrat Bilal, maybe Abdul Ghaffar. You turn back to him once again. You have to back your ace. And this has been hit in the air. Umair Ali Khan, has it got the legs? Oh, yes, it does. All the way for 6.
Well, that was the maximum they were looking for. And now it doesn't matter who's going to bowl the last over. Just 6 runs required of 7 deliveries. But what a shot that was. We were talking about how he needs to bring in a slog sweep, and he's done exactly that. Look at that. From the meat of the bat, and off she goes for a maximum. This is one of the most important maximums Umair Ali Khan has played.
Never in doubt. Cleanly struck. Attempted Yorker. They will dig it out for a single. Are they going to push for 2? Umair Ali Khan is interested, but they won't take the risk. Well, Haider Ali, that's the life of a spinner. One bad delivery, and you're tonked out of the park. 5 needed off the final over. So 5 needed off the last over. The helmets are out. That means it's going to be a pacer. But the Braves, the body language says it all, Rashid. They look a bit deflated, a bit defeated.
Yeah, with under run a ball required in the last over, and with 2 set batters, Umair Ali Khan, that maximum was wonderful. That was much needed, much required for them. And he's produced that. And what a turnaround of events. What a wonderful game of cricket this has been.
It's truly been a seesaw affair. 35 of 24 became 33 of 18. And then Ansh Tandon decided to go absolutely ballistic. 39 of just 18 deliveries. A fabulous cameo from him. But still, they're not over the line just yet. Deep third in place for Abdul Ghaffar. 5 to defend of 6 deliveries. Umair Ali Khan. Oh, beats him outside off. They're looking for a single. None on offer. So a dot ball to start.
Well, once again, it's drama here. Umair Ali Khan trying to go big. I think he just needs to just place it in the gap. And with Ansh Tandon playing so well against Abdul Ghaffar, give him strike. Let him take those 5 deliveries and get this done.
There's the long off, long on, deep third, deep cover, and only one man on the square region of the leg side. So the plan is going to be to bowl across you. Can you manufacture a shot over that square leg region? 5 off 5 as Ghaffar steams in. He's cracked it over point. There is a deep cover. Are they going to challenge Nasif Faraz's throw? No. It's going to be the man of the moment now. Ansh Tandon on strike.
Yeah, and I think they need to be very sensible here. They don't need to do anything extraordinary. Just 4 runs or 4 deliveries. Get those singles in. Get a double in the middle. And just play risk-free cricket and get it done with. They don't have to really bother about the run rate at the moment. Just get it over with, because I think Ansh Tandon has played a superb knock. This has been a match-changing knock by the youngster.
Well, I'm going to take a wild guess here. I feel Ansh is going to try that ramp over long leg. It's worked for him. He hasn't quite ramped it. He's used his wrist to get it for 6. I think he'll try it again against Ghaffar to seal the deal. 4 needed of 4. What a fabulous game it's been between 2 top sides. He's pulled it away over square leg. And this may go all the way for 6. What a shot from Ansh Tandon to seal the game. Magnificent knock.
Oh, that was a thunderous shot from the Thunderbolts. And Ansh Tandon, take a bow, young man. What a knock this has been. 45 of just 19 deliveries. Look at that pickup shot. That has been a wonderful, wonderful knock. It has come at the right time for the Thunderbolts. And what a way to end the innings. And well-deservedly, it was the man of the moment, Ansh Tandon on strike.
Unbelievable innings from him. 45 of just 19 deliveries when the pressure was well and truly on. And he'll remember this knock for a very long time. We will certainly remember this knock for a very long time. It's victory for the Thunderbolts with 3 balls to spare and 5 wickets in hand. What a fantastic match.
Yeah, it's been a wonderful, wonderful knock. First, we saw Asif Khan with that fabulous innings in the first innings, setting up that 165 runs. But then when I think Thunderbolts came out to bat, they played very sensibly. Rohan Mustafa, Ramesh Shehzad, they laid that platform to make sure that Ansh Tandon and Umair Ali Khan comes in at the end and chases the down very, very easily.
Well, that is the batting scorecard for you. It was Sagar Kalyan with the early aggression, 30 of 24. Rohan Mustafa built a partnership with Ramesh Shehzad, but it was that young left-hander, Ansh Tandon, 45 of just 19 deliveries, supported by Umair Ali Khan to put the cherry on the cake for this spirited and wonderful, entertaining run chase.
Yeah, it has certainly been very, very entertaining. Thunderbolts getting over the line and getting those points on the table. Remember, we just have to get confirmation if they've got that point of the power play overs as well. So that will be added.
Ansh did take 22 off it, but then the next over from Hafiz Almas only went for 2. So you're right, it will be close. And in the end, they got across the line. In terms of the bowlers, Hazrat Bilal, 1 for 38, was quite decent. Haider Ali was easily the pick of the bowlers. He even bowled the super bowler over as well, 2 for 31 on the night. But it was Abdul Ghaffar who got taken to task, none for 41 in his 3.5 overs. That was where the game ran away from the Braves.
Well, I think you must give a lot of credit to Ansh Tandon. He picked their ace bowler and made sure that he took him for a lot of runs, and that is where I think that bowling lineup really deflated.
Even Junaid Shamsuddin did pick up a wicket, but was expensive in his 2-over spell. So let's take a look at the highlights of this thrilling run chase. It was Sagar Kalyan with the early aggression. Got some boundaries to start. Hassan Isa Khail, one brilliant strike, but then a bad shot to dismiss himself. He was looking good at the crease, but this shot was just not on, Rajat.
Yeah, and this kind of wicket, you need to just settle down, take your time in the middle, unless you're Ansh Tandon. He was playing on a different wicket altogether, but some very good shots coming in from Sagar Kalyan. He was looking very settled out there, but that was a wonderful delivery from Haider Ali. He was the most impactful bowler for the team there.
And it was the 50-run partnership between Rohan Mustafa and Ramesh Shehzad. Rohan Mustafa calculating it nicely, setting up that base. This was an edge that went behind, but then he picked up a few boundaries of Hazrat Bilal. Rais Ahmed came for an over, and he took toll on him as well. Junaid Shamsuddin was unlucky in his first over. Ramesh Shehzad just couldn't get going today, but that was a wonderful catch by Rais Ahmed.
That was right on the boundary rope. And I think this is where everything changed. That first shot from Ansh Tandon, and then he just went berserk. He bludgeoned them all across the park. There was some smart hitting as well, but he made sure that he got the boundaries at the right time. Dawood Ijaz lost his wicket at the wrong time. That is where we thought that the game probably might shift towards the Braves, but Ansh Tandon, well, he had other plans. He was just playing on a different wicket altogether.
Especially that pickup shot towards square leg. How many times did they clear that green fence over there onto the highway? And this was the killer blow. Umair Ali Khan with that big slog sweep of Haider Ali. And then game, set and match thanks to Mr. Ansh Tandon. What a shot to end the game. And in the end, the men in green triumph by 5 wickets.
It was a thunderous performance by the Thunderbolts. ILT20 Braves. They were asked to bat first, got to 165 for 4 in their 20 overs, 87 for Asif. What a knock that was, Junaid. That impetus towards the end, 31 of 10. Shehbaz was the pick of the bowlers, 2 wickets for him. Wasim and Luqman picked a wicket each. At the end, Thunderbolts, when they came out to chase this, well, they did that quite easily at 168 for 5, 45 not out from Ansh Tandon. What a knock that was, a special knock by the youngster. Rohan Mustafa, 43 of 36, playing a captain's knock there. Haider, like you said, was the pick of the bowlers, 2 wickets for him. But I think all the other bowlers really need to go back to the drawing board. Junaid and Bilal picked up a wicket apiece, but they were expensive, especially on a wicket that was helping the seamers. At the end, the breaking news then, Thunderbolts winning this by 5 wickets and getting those points on the table. Well, let's not waste any more time. Let's head down to the sidelines where we've got Faizan Khan with the post-match presentation ceremony.
Welcome to the post-match presentation of match number 3. Thunderbolts eventually winning it. It was a thunderous win for them, and that's courtesy one batter. I'm going to talk about him in just a little bit, but in the presentation party, I have Mr. Iftikhar Ali, the match referee, who's going to hand it over for his 45 not out of just 19 deliveries. It's Ansh Tandon winning it thunderously for the Thunderbolts. Brilliant performance coming in from him. 5 sixes on a very difficult wicket and 2 fours as well. Ansh, what was going on in your head while you were batting out there and runs were required at more than 10 runs and over when you walked in?
To be honest, my plan was pretty simple. I just had to go out and execute my shots, which I think turned out pretty well because the team was needing I think around 11 runs per over, if I'm not wrong. And the situation was quite crucial at that time and it was either all out or nothing. So I just prepped myself for it when I was just sitting outside. I was talking to myself that if I just go in, it's just all out. And that touch would happen really well.
Ansha, we were in the comm box and we were talking about the wicket and we thought it was really, really difficult. But you made it look very, very easy. What's the secret behind it?
To be honest, the wicket was actually too paced. It wasn't really very easy. But to me, I think these conditions are really suitable because I like the balls to come on the up. And I think, yeah, everything just turned out to be really well for me.
I thought you'd be modest and humble about it, but no, you're taking the win, and that's a very good sign. Congratulations to you, Ansh. May you have better performances in the upcoming part of the tournament as well.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, that was Ansh Tandon. He is the player of the match for this match number 3. We have another game lined up for you, and the toss is going to happen in a short bit. It's going to be Pearls versus the Marvels. That is game number 4 coming up next.